I just wake up in the morning and I yell a lot, even though it's way too early. It's fun though. Wake up, wake up, wake up! Wake up, wake up, wake up. That's right. Good morning. Thank you for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life. On this show, we talk about fitness-related content from a home gym perspective, and we get your live reactions to the topics that matter to the home gym community. Plus, we have a lot of fun along the way. I am John Greaves III. I am the co-founder of Garage Gym Life. If this is your first time checking out this show, thank you for giving us a shot. And I know that you're in for a good time today, but do me a favor, hit that like button and hit subscribe, because not only does it tell YouTube that this is the sort of stuff that you do like to see on this platform, and also for those of you who are on Facebook, same thing. Hit like. I guess on Facebook you'd hit follow, follow the page. It tells the algorithms of the platform you're on that this is the kind of stuff that you want to see, and it also benefits our channel and our brand. Okay, so plus it's free. So do me a favor, hit like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, hit like and hit that follow button. All right. Now, I'm going to tell you what's on today's show. That way you know why you should subscribe and hit follow. In the first hour, which is now, we're going to have news and other things along with my wife, Naomi Greaves. Then at 6:45, we'll have our most popular segment. That is Recliner of Rage. And it's basically where I crash out about something that happened to me and I'm just fighting back to defend myself. Okay. I'm the victim. Let's just begin with that. All right. Then in the second hour, we are going to do React and Respond. That's kind of where we take some news topics or things that have come across our desk, stuff we found out about, and we will react to those topics and respond to them with you. And then in the third hour, we're going to have our guy, Kevin Palomares from Home Gym Gains. He's going to be coming back, and we're going to be talking to Kevin about finding the best platform for your content and figuring out the best ways to present your content as a home gym content creator. All right. Now, before we check out who is here in the live chat, let's go ahead. We're going to play her theme song, and we're going to welcome in my wife, Naomi Greaves. All right, here we go. That's right. All right. Hey, she's here.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, I know you were saying to yourself, doesn't he ever get tired of playing that? No, I don't. Not at all.
You have no idea.
Not at all. Not at all. I'd play it over and over if I could, but you know, that's just me. All right. And I will say that y'all can't stop me from playing it when y'all ain't around, because I just love that song. And yes, I forgot what it's actually called. I just call it Naomi's theme. So that's what it's called in my head. So when I need to like put it in stuff for YouTube, I have to like go like figure out what the real name of the song is again. But you know, whatever. And YouTube won't respond to my emails to change it. So whatever. You gotta adapt to your circumstances, Naomi.
You're rambling.
I mean, you know, I'm explaining. There's a difference. Anyway, we don't have time today. All right, we are going to go ahead and see who's here in the live chat. All right, we got about 13 comments, and I know we got a bunch of people here who've been hanging out. So let's see who's here. So first in the building is our guy, Carlos. He said, 100K, you're on your way. Hey, wake up, wake up, wake up. Hey, man, I appreciate it. It is all thanks to you guys. 100,000 subscribers is what's that thing? A whole new world? Disney? All right. Yeah, it's Aladdin. A whole new. There you go. Yeah, Aladdin. It's a whole new, it's a whole new world, because there's all kinds of stuff I had no idea that unlocked once we hit 100K, and yeah, you'll start to see the effects of it. But let's see here. We got Colonial Barbell Club, who is actually scheduled to be on the show on, I think it's the second Friday in February 13th. So he's going to be coming on then. But hey, it's awesome to have you here with us today, my man. Carlos said, good morning. Happy freaking Friday, dude. I'm telling you.
Yes.
We made it. We made it to Friday, Carlos.
We survived.
Balance and Grace Coaching says, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's a great day to be alive. Yes, indeed it is.
Yes.
It is.
Morning.
And let's see here. Good old Trevor. Trevor is fresh off of shoveling snow. He said he's been going through it, trying to shoveling snow up there in Kentucky. He said, I'm trying to stay warm here. Hey, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
And I thought I heard that there's like another round getting ready to go in that direction again. My heart goes out to y'all.
Yeah, y'all can have all of that.
Yep.
Trevor said it feels like 11 degrees.
No.
That's unacceptable. And here's somebody who's going to laugh at us talking about our cold weather problems all the way from New England. No Fake Channel.
Check it in.
So he's checking in before work to congratulate that 100K. Hey, I appreciate you, Jonathan. Thanks, man. I tell you what. I knew it. Here we go. Talking about John's is popping bands. Now, look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, okay? If we ever are fortunate enough, blessed enough to visit No Fate 24/7 Acres, his estate up there in New England, you know, I will just count myself as one of the privileged 1%. Okay. I will say that Jonathan is a man of the people. I knew he's a man of the people because he started letting his butler come in wearing business casual. So that was a step in the right direction right there. That's just a step. I'm just telling you. I found that out. I'm an investigative journalist. Let's see who else.
Is that what we're calling it today?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Jared says good. There's a lot in this comment. He said, "Good morning. Been awake a while, but I missed the very beginning. Anyone else occasionally sit on a heating pad before lifting?" I can't say that that's ever. No, we don't say, because our gym and our heating pad are located in different parts of the house.
But I will stand in front of the heater, because actually where the heater is located is right in front of like the whiteboard. So when I'm writing down my workout, because I have to visually see like, okay, how much is left for my workout for today, I'll just kind of stand there and just kind of let it absorb on the back half. And then when I'm done writing everything down, I'll come around to the front and warm up the front half. So I kind of feel you, Jared. I kind of feel that whole warm up before lifting. Yeah, it makes sense. Never thought about the heating pad part, but in front of the heat, yeah.
It does not. I'm not sitting on a heat pad before lifting because, well, this discussion we're having right now, that's what led to that. Sitting on the heat pad before working out is what led to that.
Well, right? I mean, if you honestly think about like the unconscious things that I do in the gym, like on you're working out and I'll come down and we're talking and whatnot, like I'll unconsciously like kind of tug on the cable tower, just know, and then sometimes I'll just stand in front of the heater and just kind of like, as you
I've noticed all that. I'm just telling you that. I mean, I don't, to be honest with you. Okay, you just said honestly, and I just said to be honest with you because she said that's my verbal filler, saying to be honest with you. So now
I need a bell. Ding.
I guess we can make it like a drink. Everybody, whatever you're drinking, hopefully it's pre-workout or something wholesome.
Coffee.
Take a drink every time I say to be honest with you. And because this is an online medium, every time I say to be honest with you, let's figure out an emoji, maybe a check mark or something that y'all can just put in the chat every time I say it, and that'll help me because I'm trying to avoid verbal fillers. But anyway, I don't like to do stuff like that. I want to come in the gym and just start going. So if I'm going to be doing a cardio workout, I don't even turn the heat on. But if I'm going to be lifting, that's when I like to have she's like, I know. That's if I'm going to be lifting, I like to have the heater on before I ever go in the gym. So that way it's already like ready. And then a lot of times I cut it off. And some of that is just based off of the fact that, in the Marines, we'd have to like go outside and work out or whatever. And so now if it gets uncomfortably hot, I don't want to work out. So I prefer to not have all that going on. So usually if the heat's on, it's because I'm trying to entice you into coming into the gym with me. That's one of my secrets.
I'm allergic to the cold.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. You were born in the wrong place.
I was. I mean, my heart still, but no.
I don't feel like
my bloodline is definitely the island.
New York is an island. It's just cold up there. Y'all can have it. And it is stupid cold in your defense. Let's see here. Jared said John and Naomi with that 100K swagger this morning. Swagger is not exactly hit yet. Okay.
No.
I still feel like the same dude before 100K, but I did, when I saw it pop up, I immediately sent out a text to like the kids. To I sent it to my fraternity brothers. I sent it to a couple of people who I knew wouldn't care. I just wanted to let them know. But other than that, yeah, it's still pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
I would sing the Aladdin song, but I don't know it, Carlos. All I know is A Whole New World. That's pretty much it. And,
please, yeah, no.
I mean, but if the people demand it, I'll do it now.
Do I have a vote?
No, because we're one. We got married. We're one. The cold is coming back, according to Carlos. Carlos, something that we're going to be talking about in the news segment applies to your little morning walks. So we'll circle back around to that comment. And because I want to shout out my guy, Sean. Shauna, what is up? He said he promised me yesterday that he was going to be here. Said he's going to set the alarm on his phone to make sure he was here. We are here. He's here in the building. Look at you. You know what? You get this. What's up, man? Appreciate you being here. I know the first time is always brutal, but then after that, you're like, man, I had a lot of fun. So then there you go. Trevor said they haven't been above freezing all week. So Jared and Trevor live in the same part of Kentucky. He said we have it easy here in Kentucky with snow, but the folks who got all the ice had it way worse. To be honest with you, the people who have it the worst are on the I guess that would technically include Jonathan, because they had snow, then it started to ice over, and they got more of that coming. I think tomorrow the nor'easter's supposed to hit, so they got about another however many inches of snow and ice, but dumped on them again. And once again, that's how we arrive back at. That's why both Naomi and I moved from up there to down where we are.
My salt is for my food. The shovel is just for the garden. That's it. I don't have to shovel snow.
For what now?
For the garden.
What?
The garden.
Oh, okay. I'm just clarifying for the people who aren't, who don't know. So
okay, this is a family friendly. So
I'm just saying that some of these things.
Use my special words after the show.
Jared is trying to explain it. He says, I'm sitting at my desk programming what I want to lift today, and I'm doing lower back, so I'm getting loose, but it feels so good I could just keep sitting here. That's another reason I try not to do too much stuff like that, because you get comfortable and then you don't want to do anything. So that would be another reason why I don't, but I understand.
But I completely understand, Jared. I
promise you, Naomi understands. He said it's similar to getting in the sauna before lifting, or maybe it's just me. Dude, I'm trying to think if I would do that.
Well, see, we have a steam sauna. We don't have a heat
I don't
sauna,
get in that. I got in that once. I ain't on that.
I love it.
Okay, I don't have an issue with the sauna. I have an issue with how small the sauna is. So I'm sitting there with my knees like this. You know what I mean? I'm like, I can't. I'm not about to. I'm not doing.
I want to change the chair,
and I'm sweating. So I'm not. I don't like that.
I want to change the seating that's in the sauna, where it's more like a bench and not like a chair, so I can actually kind of sit like crisscross applesauce, or a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not getting in the sauna, but I support you. I support you getting in there. Enjoy yourself. Making ourselves Colonial Barbecue. He's gonna make a counter on screen for every time I say it. Hey, do it. Let me know when I say it. All right. Let's see. And moving along. All right. So Carlos said, ding. When did I say it again? He said, to be honest, ding. That's hold on. And Trevor said, didn't Tim warn us that when a reviewer has to tell us how honest they are? So Naomi has brought that up. And she said that the reason I started, when the world zigs, I like to zag. That's why I abandon a lot of things that we may have started doing that you see other people doing now, to the point where y'all forget that I did it first. I didn't do everything first, okay? But I'm just saying I stopped doing stuff when I see too many other people doing it. And so she said that she thinks that I started saying it as a reaction to him saying that, like to just be rebellious. I'm not doing it consciously. Let's say it like that. I got no problem with Tim or the Jim Crafter channel or anything like that. So that would take a lot more energy than I got. But that's Naomi's theory. All right. So now that we've called attendance, let us take 22 seconds to check out the Shin Saver bar from Gorilla Strength, and then we're gonna jump into news and other things. All right, so you guys can grab the Shin Saver bar exclusively at Gorilla Strength Equipment. Get it to bulletproof your shins before you start doing all that cardio this summer. And you start, just because you want to be lean for Home Gym Con, it's better to bulletproof your shins before you start doing all that as opposed to trying to rehab them. One thing I love about that bar is you can adjust the angle, like where the weight, the fulcrum is, so that the weight feels different without having to add extra weight. So I'm a huge fan of that bar. The link to grab it is in the description for this video. You guys can go there. Plus, you'll be supporting my guy, David from Gorilla Strength. All right, good to go. Time for news and other things. Let's go. All right, first news item is actually the question of the day. And the question of the day, you guys, if you are watching on replay, make sure that you answer the question of the day by replying to the pinned comment. I'm going to have it as the pinned comment. So it'll be the first comment you see when you see this video if you're watching on replay. And as always, shout out to the replay gang. But for those of you who are watching live, it is here in the chat. If you are on Facebook, you'd have to scroll up to find it. But on YouTube, it is the pinned comment in the live chat. So the question of the day is, who do you guys want to see on this show in 2026? I crowdsourced last year. I think I did it as a community post where I just asked like who you guys wanted to see. And that went really well. We ended up actually getting most of those guests on the show. But now I want to do it rather than doing it separate from the show, which is what the community post was. I want to do it on the show and ask you guys, because everybody essentially who comes on before the 7 o'clock hour, those are like I'm going to say that's our hardcore audience, right? You guys, a lot of you are in Central Time, so you're actually coming on at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I figure you guys are the ones who are in tune with the vibe of the show, and I want to hear from you who you'd like to see on the show. So I am working on booking reps from several brands. This is just a busy time of the year. People, you think about it, like a lot of times people couldn't take vacations during the holidays because holiday time is busy for them. And so a lot of them are using this part of the year to decompress before they start doing the ramp up for their spring and all that kind of stuff. So while I am doing that, I also want to make sure I don't leave out people who you guys want to hear from. And whoever you suggest can be either a brand representative or a content creator, and they don't have to be a YouTube content creator. They can be a content creator from any platform. Like, I look forward to having our first TikToker. And like, I know a lot of you guys have TikToks. I'm talking about somebody who's like TikTok is their primary platform. I'm looking forward to have the first person on to do that. But yeah, that's what I want. And it can be a new guest, or it can be somebody who's been on before and you guys like, hey, I want them to come back. Okay. So go ahead and start throwing your responses in the live chat. Naomi, who would you like to see? It could be anybody. It could even be like people who seem out of reach right now. Who do you want to see on the show?
I mean, I almost caught myself to use a TBH. So nothing on me. Nothing on me. Okay. I would like to, I think my stretch would be maybe interviewing some of the coaches for the ladder app that I've used this year, and that I've followed when it comes down to Team Transform and Team Ascend. I'm using Team Ascend right now, but Team Transform
by the way.
Oh,
your
I did?
Camera froze. Yep, camera. There you go. Now you're moving again. Yeah,
There you
there you
go.
go. Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
you're too fast.
But whether it's team, and I have no idea why
You
it
said
does
Team
that.
Transform.
Transform or team ascend. I would love to be able to speak and understand a little bit more like with Shelby Robbins, with how she programs and how does she program for the entire year when she breaks out her program for the year. Trying to think who else I would love to be able to interview. There's a lot of content creators that I follow on YouTube as well, that I would like to hear their why, like what made them decide to create their channel, or what is it that keeps them motivated. You know, I mentioned a few last week that I would like to be able to reach out and talk with. Trying to think who else.
Okay. I mean, I think that's a good start. Like the people
Yeah.
from Ladder, we can reach out to them. I will say, so Matt Winning, I enjoy Matt Winning stuff. That being said, I, from what I can tell, he doesn't program. Like he owns a gym, so
Mhm.
he's not a home gym person. And so I try to focus on getting the kind of helping people who are home gym based unpack their stories
Mhm.
and tell you about their brands. And a lot of that is because, and this stems from my first job being in a public gym, but my impression is that people in public gyms or who are based in public gyms or who own a public gym already get a lot of notoriety from other things. It's not that
Mhm.
I don't like their stuff and that I don't watch their stuff. It's just that this platform was created to kind of shine a spotlight on the people who I watched get overlooked for years.
Mhm.
And so that's why I select the people who I select to come on here. But if you guys want to hear from Matt Winning, this show is for you. So I'll reach out to him. I'm happy to do that. So you guys let me know. We do that. So that's a good one, Jared. And Trevor says Brian Shaw is going to be at Home Gym Con. Just saying. So I don't have an objection to that. I met him, but it was actually we met him when we went to do that mini documentary at America's Strongest Masters at the Olympia in Vegas.
That's right.
Yeah, so he was there and I met him, but like it wasn't like impactful, you know. For example, I just
Mhm.
remembered I met him. I So if I just remembered, he probably doesn't remember at all. But I know his wife follows me on Instagram.
Cool.
Yeah, she's and they have an awesome family. They're really cool. And it'd be cool too to just hear from him about how he came through his, he had a recent health scare, and I'm
Mm.
glad that he's healthy now. And
Mhm.
talk about how he has an amazing home gym. It's this ginormous home gym. So I have no objection to that.
I would like to see more home gym like tour or like setups and stuff
Okay.
like that. Just like what made you choose what you chose in your home gym, and
Okay.
just you kind of did that years and like at the beginning of the whole garage gym life,
Yeah. Like
the
2018.
creation
Yeah.
of it, yeah,
Is it
with the Y
2018?
project.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I would love to do
before,
that.
and it was before COVID. But I think it would be really good to kind of do like a like version 2 or season 2 of
Oh
that,
yeah, yeah.
because that was it kind of let people be very transparent, but also get to know like what is it that made this their home gym, what makes it their space kind of thing. And I would like to see that for this year.
I'd like to do I mean, I don't mind doing that on the channel, just in general.
Hmm.
Um, and then you never know, depending on who we do as a tour, that person could also be a guest on the show.
Hmm.
Um, so Fitz Shano, I'm a huge fan of Alex Leonidas. I actually mentioned him. I know you typically watch on replay. So Alex Leonidas is somebody I mentioned last week.
Mm.
I watch his stuff all the time, and he has a home gym, and he does give amazing advice. A lot of his advice is old school, And I remember the way I found out about him actually is funny because I found out about him through Bells of Steel. I was looking through the Bells of Steel website and I saw that they had a bar called the Alex Leonidas bar. So my immediate reaction was the who bar. And so then that kind of led me down a rabbit hole until I got to his YouTube channel. He's got a huge YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, I will put who that is. I'll post the link to his YouTube channel in the video description on YouTube, so then you guys can check it out. It's amazing. It's an amazing channel, and it kind of like part of the reason why I started watching him is because he's not. Yes, he's a home gym content creator, but he's not doing like the standard, product reviews and all that kind of stuff. Instead, his content is more about working out, and so I really enjoy it. Really strong dude, also. Trevor said it'd be interesting to hear about choices when money and space are not an issue. I would say that money and space are always an issue, no matter how, because as you know, Trevor, no matter how much space you have, you always want more because you always want to add more stuff. But I kind of understand. Yeah, I get your point. And in fact, I'm glad that you brought this up because we are also looking at the kind of content we should have on the channel in general. So yeah, I'm definitely. I don't like copying people, and I think Massonomics is doing a great job of kind of like taking the baton and running with it as far as home gym tours. So if we do content, we have to be able to do it in a way that's original and not just authentic to us, but original and something that adds value to the conversation. But I'm completely happy to explore that kind of stuff. Trevor said, Dr. Mike, you mean Mike Israel? I'm assuming. Yeah, he had a pretty cool gym. I agree with that. And the reason I said is because Carlos said he wants to see Lewis Cook from the DC Divas on. Says she's so inspirational to young women like Kinsey. So I would say again, DC Divas, they went to the championships. I want to say, I don't know if they won or not. I need to go double check. But again, it goes back to same thing I said to Jared. It's like I like putting the spotlight on people who work out at home. So if you've got the link to her information, Carlos, you can actually, I don't know if you're outside, if you're driving or doing something, whatever, just post it as a comment on replay. But if you are able to find the link for her information, if like she's got an Instagram or something, and post it, go ahead and post it in the live chat. That way everybody can check her out. Because yeah, I think the DC Divas football team is really women's pro football team is an awesome team. Like I said, I think they went to the championship. So I grew up in Maryland, so I tend to know about like DC sports. So there you go. That's why I randomly just know about the DC Divas. So the creators that brands I want to hear more from personally include Body Solid. We've not had them on yet, but I'd like to have Kinsui Fitness on. Creators I want to have on the show who have not been on. So Dan John, who Naomi and I were actually just talking about this morning, but Dan John, I've interviewed him for the magazine. I've not had him on the show. I'd love to have him on the show. Garage Strength, I've watched a lot of his stuff. He's a very knowledgeable dude. Trains Olympians, and out of a garage on his property. It's like basically a big building behind his house, kind of like what they have at in Arkansas. What Huck and Chrissy have in Arkansas. So it's kind of like that setup. So I'd love to have him on, and Marisa Inda, I'd love to have her on, and Man Who Parks in Gym. I keep on asking him. Well, let me not. That's not true. I've asked him once, maybe twice, but it's the reason he hasn't been on is because of his schedule. And that's the thing with a lot of these people is like you reach out to them and they're like, and they see what time of the morning it is, and they're like, eh. So sometimes we have to like make the show like kind of like worth their time. So that's goes back to you guys subscribing, sharing the link to the show. Basically, the more eyes we get on it, and like we've got 1,944 of you watching right now. if all of you guys share it with one person and we double that, that's the kind of stuff that gets people to say, oh, okay, when you invite them on the show, they're like, oh, you know what? I can't afford not to be on that show. You know what I mean? So that all makes it easier.
Also, the other thing is that what makes the show unique is it's not like it's recorded. It's live. And so that's another thing is that.
But that scares people.
It does. It does. And like, you know, we're not here for the gotchas or anything like that. We just, you know, we just want to be able to talk. But I get it with schedules and stuff. It gets a little like, I don't know, can I do that conversation before coffee? And we say, no, you can have your coffee.
All I say to them is to stuff like that is if the average person, if Joe Rogan said, hey, I want to have you on my show, they'd figure it out and they'd get on there.
Yeah.
Same thing. Good Morning America. Hey, we want you to, because think about it, people will fly to places specifically to do shows. You just have to make your show big enough to be something that they're like, I have to make time for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which does make me value the people who've come on before we're big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I value them even more.
Absolutely.
So let's see. Fitzshano said Mark Wildman. I think we we shouldn't be able to get Mark Wildman on. Like, he's not a home gym guy. He is a take your gym with you outside guy, as you say, Sean. We probably could swing it through Bells of Steel because he's got a deal with them. Sean said home gyms need more maces and clubs. I agree with that. And I want to say that he might have a deal with I don't want to, so this is me just guessing. I think he might have something with Addicts Club. So if that's the case, that we'd have two different ways to connect with him. So we'll put him down as a possible. Peter Keller. Yeah, I don't mind having Peter on. He's a well, first, he's a busy dude. But the thing with Peter is whenever I ask him to come on, I have to make sure that what we're going to talk about is going to be something that's more interesting than just, hey, what do you guys have on sale? Because he could have anybody from his company come on and do that. Right. So the last time he was on the show, we were talking about tariffs. He likes things that are going to be like, you know, like he likes meaningful conversations, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, but I am 100%. Peter has an open invite to be on the show, and I will reach out to him. I will say I see a lot of you guys' other suggestions, and only one of the suggestions so far. Let me make sure. Okay, let's say two. Only two of the suggestions so far have included people from Home Gym Con. That's interesting to me. So Brian Shaw is going to be at Home Gym Con. And then I see that Jared just suggested Arm Assassin Strength's Lucas Raymond, who I'm 100% on board with having on. I know he's a busy dude. He's another one of those guys who's like real busy because he has I remember he was going on vacation and he did an interview and he said, if I'm going on vacation, I just tell people, hey, I'm going on vacation. You're not going to be able to get me. And I'm not going to fill orders till I get back. I'm not going to try to figure it out while I'm going. He said, while I'm with my family, I'm on vacation. I'm going on vacation. And I love that. So we'll see if we can't work it out. Jake, hey, what's up, Jake? He said Mark Wildman will be at Home Gym Con. Okay. So we can, so we can reach out to him. It's that'll probably be the easiest place to connect with him. So we can do that. All right. I'm down with that. Sean said same thing. He's got a big booth at Home Gym Con. All right. I was referring. So let's see. Sam Calavita. He trains MMA champions out of his garage gym. You've got my attention. All right.
John just perked up like, oh, hello. Because I actually am Googling him right now. Right. So yeah.
I've heard of Mike Bergener. Yeah. Well, because he's a legend in Olympic lifting. He's a former Marine officer, served in Vietnam. Yeah, I'm happy to have him. I want to say he did something with Mark Ripito, like where they had like a barbell that they both recommended. That was years ago, but yeah, Mike Bergener is a legend. If I get him on the channel, on the show, heck yeah, I'm hands down. I'd love to have him on. All right. So that was the question of the day. You guys go ahead, keep on putting your responses. on here. And one more person I'd kind of like to have on is Grow with Joe, because I'm fascinated by how she was able to build a YouTube channel based upon essentially walking workouts in a living room.
Mm-hmm.
Like no weight, just so it's got to all be personality. Like she was able to build, and I'm talking about like I think she's got over 1 million followers or subscribers on YouTube. So I'm fascinated to see like how she's able to build something like that when there's like no bells or whistles. It's just essentially her in her living room walking
And
in
she's done
place.
it through, she's had, I think, 2 babies
Mhm.
throughout the, since post-COVID, and
Yeah.
still be able to go through healthy pregnancy
Yep.
and then post-pregnancy and back to, and just completely healthy, the way she's done it as well. So definitely would be interesting to be able to get her, and love to be
Okay.
able to get her on the show.
And I'm gonna like be picking her brain, like, okay, so what'd you do then? And what'd you do then? How'd you grow? You know?
Yeah.
So your channel's called Grow with Joe. I want to grow. So all right. All right. Now that's the first item. Let's move on to the next item. So there's a virtual training platform called MyWhoosh.
Mm-hmm.
And it has launched rowing mode. So we got the press release on January 26th, and they showed some, like, they gave us access to some screenshots. But basically, it is a free to use platform, from what I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
And it originally was cycling and running. So I guess it'd be kind of like Strava or Zwift.
Kind of like that. Actually, in looking at it, what actually stood out to me is they actually have a triathlon mode as well. So it does have the cycling, it does have the running component, and now they just added the rowing as well.
Okay.
And then they do have looks like they have, like, with their different routes, they also have like virtual events.
Okay.
So it's kind of like,
Let's pull it up. Let's pull it
yeah,
up. Oh, and which means that's our first screen
screen
share
share of the
of the
day.
day. That's right. Calm down. There'll be more. There'll be more. All right. All right. Only necessary. Okay. So this is the mywhoosh.com.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
They
and
have upcoming events. There's the Apex Racing that's on the 4th of February. It looks like they also have a Sunday race club. Other
so I don't know
events.
anything about any of this stuff because I basically, Naomi is the cardio expert in the family. So I sent all this to, okay, I see what you're talking about now. I was like,
Yeah.
what is that?
So
So are
I'm
these all
looking,
virtual?
these are all virtual.
Oh, okay.
I think the one that, well, that one's already passed. I was like, MyWhoosh treasure hunt. Ooh, what's that? Looks like a video game.
All right,
But
MyWhoosh treasure hunt. I don't know what that is. Oh, there it is.
yep.
Uh,
And then it has
okay.
it has a different route in there as well. So it looks like like Swift as well as Strava came together, and they had like a baby, and it's like on this app. So being able to kind of play with it would be definitely interesting. Now with the rowing component, I'm looking to see where if they have screenshots of the actual row, because everything I see right
This
now
is it.
is the bike. I
So
don't
this
see
is
anything.
interesting right here. Do you see this? Where it's like the savior for the, this is something already passed, but they had a
Mm-hmm.
competition for your indoor cycling setup. And you could actually, so this is something different. Like you could take a picture, share it on your Instagram, tag them, and then
Mm-hmm.
you could win apparently a complete pain cave transformation. So that's interesting. And then somebody named Peter Sagan,
Mm-hmm.
I guess he's maybe a cyclist or something like that. He would help design your pain cave. So that's interesting.
That's cool.
All right, but to get back to the what you were saying about the
So
rowing component, what's up with that?
I do not. So all the screenshots are showing cycling. So I wonder with the rowing if you have to actually have the app to see, because I'm not seeing any screenshots. And I guess because it just dropped, or the press release dropped on the 26th, it
Let me see if
probably
I can
hasn't
find it.
updated.
Let me see if I can find it because they did share some screenshots with me. And it's going to take me a second here. But while I look for that, You go ahead and talk about, whether this is like, what's interesting to you about this?
What I like about it is, again, it's something that if you're not out on the road, cycling or out running, is this something that will keep you engaged or motivated to be able to continue on with a longer term cardio from home? And it looks like it would. I personally like where it's like you're cycling and you're like you have someone that's in front of you and you're trying to beat them. So that kind of keeps me more engaged to try and beat that person and pass them. So that's what it looks like. It also has where it's like a workout builder. It looks like it's both Apple and Android friendly.
So this is what I was able to this is what they shared in the press release. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can. It reminds me of Xer, really.
That's the program I was trying to remember. What was the name of it that you did the rowing?
Yeah,
live
it
rowing
reminds
with?
me of Xer, and John from Row Along channel still does stuff with Xer, but yeah, this reminds me of Xer. There's let me see. I got another. They have some images, like screenshots of what it looks like. So let's go ahead and throw this up there. So that's a screenshot there. That first screenshot was basically how you can customize your
avatar.
Your avatar, also your boat. I almost said rower. How you can customize your kayak or whatever that is. Let me see. There's another one. They sent another one.
I know there's a proper term for it because I know that that's not called a kayak.
The thing that the thing you sit on, and so there's that. So it basically gamifies. It's another one of these apps that gamifies cardio to make it less. People say cardio is boring, and I agree. Because to be honest with you, until you get good at it, it's boring. Dang it. All right. Until you get good at cardio, it is boring because you have to be good enough at it to get past the fact that you're miserable and in pain and you just want it to stop. So you spend, when you first start out, like, oh, I wish I wasn't doing this. Then you have to, because to do to get to the runner's high or whatever, you have to be able to go long enough to get to the runner's high till you actually get the runner's high. And then I think once you get to the point where you're good enough to actually enjoy, like, oh, I was running out in the environments and whatever. Yeah, if I'm not good at running, I don't care that I was running among the birds and the bees where, humming gently. I don't care about none of that. All right. I want to stop. And then if I'm outside, I'm not even at home yet. So I can't stop. So it's just everything associated with it is miserable. But once you get good at cardio, then it's enjoyable, right? And I think that these kind of apps kind of get you past that point because they essentially distract you. Or for somebody like me who's goal oriented and competitive, it's like, oh, well, I can compete against these other people. And that makes me less likely to just get up in the middle and be like, okay, I'm done.
I mean, I approach cardio kind of like how you guys approach when you see, wait, like, oh, I want to lift that. It's like, oh, I want to accomplish that. So I go in with that positive feel. I'm not like dreading like hitting the treadmill or hitting the spin bike or loading the bike onto the rack and then driving to where I'm going to go for 33 plus miles. I'm enjoying that part. So
I have never in life, and I'm going to say that to the end of my days, this will probably be true. I've never in my life been somewhere and looked at the furthest point on the horizon and been like, I should run to that. I don't have that in me. You're like, oh, it's just like when you look at a bar and you see the weight on it, like, oh, I should lift that. I've never in my life
been like, only see
that all the way. Yeah, I landed. Yeah. And now let's not drive.
Well, no, think of it like when you look at, okay. So when you look at like barbells, okay. Yeah. People are like, oh, that's a beautiful bar. Oh, there's it. Okay. It's only recent that I'm like, oh, that's a really cool bar. There's been one bar that and you already know which one I'm going to talk about. That as soon as I saw, I was
Go ahead.
it's like,
Hold on.
oh, I
Hold
want
on. I'll give you there you go.
not in production, but I am going to still continue to put it out there. Fit mermaid bar. If not, I'll buy the one that was at the showroom. It's just the iridescence on it is just absolutely beautiful. And I know that's weird to say about a barbell, but that's the first one I ever saw. I was like, oh, that's an awesome bar, you know. I have other bars that I'm like that are really, really, you know, really cool and whatnot. But like you guys will like knurling. I don't understand knurling. I understand it, but I don't understand it. And like you love aggressive knurling. Like, oh, that's really
Hold
awesome
on.
knurling.
I gotta defend myself.
Yes.
I don't love aggressive knurling because I may love a knurling that's aggressive to you, but I know people who like knurling that's abusive. So like it hurts their hands and they just, oh, I love it because I feel alive. I don't live in that neighborhood. So what I like is enough knurling, like my deadlift bar that we've had for a while downstairs. The knurling's too passive, so I don't get enough contact with the bar for me to get a good grip, right? Whereas the Texas deadlift bar that I used over at Huck's place last time I was there, last October, I think, the knurling felt great. And I've used other bars where the knurling feels great. And like I started deadlifting with the Bells of Steel bare naked powerlifting bar because the knurling feels better on that than the knurling on the Castro bar. So even though it's a stiff bar, the knurling feels better. I get a better grip. So that's why I like it. I'm not like out to, I don't know, prove my manhood with knurling that cuts my shirt if I use it if I put the bar on my back to squat, right?
No, but it's like there's an excitement. It's like, ooh, I like all that. So like when I see like
it's like when I grabbed the American barbell bar, I was like, oh, the Chewy bar. So yeah, but it's not because it's aggressive and hurts my hand. I'm just like, oh, this kind of just works. Okay.
So it's, you have to be, so even with cardio, it doesn't matter if you're doing it in your gym or if you're going out on the road to do it. You have to be excited about it, but to each their own.
Yeah.
So this makes me excited. I'm like, okay,
I'm glad.
I look forward to it.
I'm glad, and I'm not here to judge you about your love of barbell iridescence or anything like that. And Jared, I would get her the bar, but the thing is, this bar, okay, I can't say it doesn't exist because there's one that exists, but the reason why it looks like that is because they were experimenting, and then they wanted to show that they could make bars in all of these colors. So they added all of the colors that are possible for them on one bar, and it just ended up coming out like that. So if they made two, the second bar may not look like that. Like it's one of those things where it's like, if we try to duplicate it, it may not actually look like that. Right. And we've already tried to get the bar from them. I'm not a quitter. I will go ahead and keep trying. And Riffit, if y'all are watching,
it's the Naomi bar.
That bar, you know the one. Please, you see what please help me out. Okay.
It's like so you hear about the unicorn out there. It's like, but no, it's the mermaid.
It's only like, one in existence.
It's only one. And
Corey, I'm not being cheap. The bar, there's only one bar, and they wouldn't give. So when we saw it, is the other thing. They would have to agree to ship it to us because when we saw it, we were in California at their showroom, and we didn't have a way to get it home. So they would actually have to ship it. So you know what? Okay, all right, we'll get you the dang bar somehow. I don't even know how, to be honest with you, but we'll figure out something.
We'll figure out how to coordinate with our kids.
We got to figure out something. How we gonna get this bar? But we'll figure out something.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and let these last ones, and then we're gonna do Recliner Rage. So on the channel, Frugal Home. This is from Carp FOC, friends of Carp.
Yep.
Frugal Home Gym, Colonial Barbell Club, Iron Council, Adrian Gluck. I'm not sure why Winnie's not invited, but all right. Peter Keller, Brian Shaw, the Kurt Locker, No Fate 24/7. Okay, so let's start backwards. No Fate 24/7. I've already asked him. His schedule changed, but he said that he is coming back on the show. He just has to figure out his new schedule. Kurt Locker, haven't talked to him, but similar situation. Kurt started a new job. He's retired and he started working, so he doesn't control his schedule as much as he did when he was, you know, I want to say he was a master sergeant in the Air Force. And so, yeah. So, but yes, I definitely want to get Kurt back on. Brian Shaw, we discussed that we're going to try. Peter Keller, same answer. In fact, I will text Peter after the show is over and say, hey, Peter, the people want you on the show. So do you want to come on when you have some time? Adrian Gluck says he doesn't have time. That's no shade. That's literally what he said when the last time we talked about it and the time before that. And so I don't like to be a pest, which means that if I ask somebody once or twice to come on the show and they keep telling me they don't have time, I believe them because I also understand how much they have, that Adrian and Winnie have going on. So I don't want to harass them. All I say is Adrian and Winnie have an open invite to be on the show anytime. All they got to do is DM me and we make it happen. I promise it'll happen. Colonial Barbell Club, wish granted, February 13th. He'll be on. And Frugal Home Gym, I spoke to him last year. Yeah, last year at Home Gym Con, extended the invite, and that's where we are. So the ball is in his court. Iron Council. I would love to have him on. I think he's got a unique perspective, and shout out to him for interviewing Carp. So on the Iron Council YouTube channel. So you guys make sure you check that out when the show's over. All right. Trevor, come on now. That's hurtful. He said, obviously, John can't put a price on his wife's happiness. She is. And Corey up here with hashtags talking about bringing the bar home. Look, hey, ain't you got some? Isn't your wife having a baby? Then you should be involved with that currently. What you over here harassing me for? All right. You know what? How about this? This is all fun and games, but you know what it's time for? It's the Recliner of Rage.
It's the Recliner of Rage, because he's not happy.
Okay, so normally Naomi wouldn't be gone for this, right? But because we kind of like, and in fact, I'll let you, if you want to go check on Nora, I'll let you dip out while I crash out, or you could just kind of like, everybody can just be here and everybody can see what you deal with, right? All right. So
everybody what I deal with on a daily basis.
Oh, whatever. I'm the victim here. So the fact of the matter is, this Recliner Rage was dedicated to something else, and then as I was doing the rundown this morning, I realized I was actually mad about something different. So I'm gonna be mad about this instead. Okay. And have no fear, Naomi. By the way, we're still gonna talk about Japanese walking and walking yoga. We're just going to move that after Recliner Rage. Okay, so I want to know. So this past week, I had to stay in a hotel. Circumstances dictated I had to stay in a hotel. And so I used the hotel gym. And the Recliner Rage for today is dedicated to one thing. Let's see if y'all can figure out what made me mad. Yes, there's not an optical illusion. Somebody stole the 50s. Who stole the 50s? And furthermore, while we on the topic of who stole the 50s, how you let somebody walk out the door of a hotel with 50-pound dumbbells in their bag? So I got a theory. Okay, I have a theory, but I'm gonna be mad first, and I'm gonna tell y'all my theory. Because we normally, when we go to a hotel, we see they're missing weights. We always blame the other guests. We're like, who stole this and who took it to their house and all this other kind of stuff. But then, as I said, I'm thinking about it like, hold up. How would you sneak out 50-pound dumbbell? First of all, you presumably arrived with suitcases that were already full of stuff, right? So unless you took your clothes out and left your clothes in your hotel room, which would make you the obvious culprit, make you the obvious suspect, that means you somehow had to figure out how to get the 50-pound dumbbells in there with the rest of your luggage, right? I find that highly unlikely. So you know who I think did it? It's the hotel staff. The hotel staff has those 50-pound dumbbells somewhere in the building, and they've been down there. Maybe they're in the employee break room, the employee lounge. They in one of the bathrooms. They in the spare unused hotel room, and they in there with just the 50s. And which makes me even angrier. You work there all the time. You got access to these 50s all the time. I'm only there for a short while. I need my 50-pound dumbbells, which are already not heavy enough. Why you gonna take the 50s? Take them somewhere where I can't use them. You're selfish. That's what you are. You're selfish. Your hotel room staff, hotel staff, you're selfish. You took the 50s for no reason other than to inconvenience me. Yes, I think it's a plot. Yes, I take it personally. You took the 50s and you took them even though you knew I would need them. How did you know I would need them? I walk in. Yes, I work out. It's obvious. You just look at me. You should have like a thing. Oh, we just got somebody checking in. He looks like he works out. Probably going to want to use the gym. Let's go ahead and make sure the 50s are back in there. But did you do that? No. You didn't do it because you're selfish. You're selfish. You stole the 50s. You got them in your little, right by your locker in the employee whatever area where I can't use them. It's selfish. It's unacceptable. You're selfish. Bring the 50s back. Bring the 50s back. I will not be appeased. I will not be appeased. Bring the 50s back. Hashtag that. Bring the 50s back. What's wrong with you? No, I'm still mad. I'm still mad about it, and I'm trying to calm down, but it bothers me. It's starting to get hot now. Okay? I was only there for a short while. Why they got to take the 50s? Look. This is ridiculous. That's right. You saw that. You saw it twice. Got a complete collection of weights I don't need. Okay? That's why it's personal for me, because they got a complete collection of weights I don't need. They managed to take the exact weights I did need. So it's personal. They did it on purpose. I will not be appeased. Okay. Okay.
You feel better now?
Yeah. Thank you for letting me share.
Like I had a choice in the matter?
No. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. I knew that would be helpful. Carp said if you have micro gains in your suitcase, you would still have 50s. Thanks, man. That's a
solutionist. That's a solutionist. There you go.
Carlos, really? They couldn't wait to take them? Really? That's what we're doing right now? That's what we're doing right now? Colonial Barber Club said, because of how the weights are mismatched, he said my OCD is spiraling out of control. Say, oh, that's hilarious. Oh God. Hey, Corey, I know that your wife's supposed to be, look, she might be in labor right now talking about mind your business. Okay, hey, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. All right, I don't want you on the couch. All right, I'm trying to help you. But is he grateful? No, ungrateful. Now you know what, Trevor? This is acceptable. He said maybe they watched the show and they wanted to help me create content by hiding the 50s. If that's the case,
okay,
this is a judgment. Well, it's not judgment free, but limited judgment. If you are from that hotel and you did take the 50s just to help me out, go ahead, post in the comments and let us know you did it, and all will be forgiven. Okay, you get a grace period for the length of this show. Okay, really? When the show's over, I'm back to being mad about it again. Sean says somebody did a farmer's walk and never came back. I mean,
that's what I saw first and start cracking up.
I mean, well, then you need to raise your standards. 50 pounds. Anyway, then again, I don't know that. Anyway, whatever. I'm not going to say that. He said, but you got 2 pairs of 15 different ones. Yeah, exactly. All the ones I don't need. Carlos said, oh, now you want me to join it. Carlos is like, on my next visit, grad at 45.
The funny thing is like I've been to other hotels and it's the same thing. It's like one day you're there, the whole rack is filled with what you need. The next day there's some, and I've literally taken a picture, gone straight to the front, like, hey, I just want to let you know these were here yesterday. They're not here right now.
Like, it wasn't me. I did
it
not.
Wasn't me. You know. You saw me go in, you saw me come out, but
I
my
ain't got
hands are
'em.
free.
That's
So,
why I know it had to be hotel staff, because otherwise somebody would have been seen on camera. But no, okay, all right. I'm calming. I'm trying to be a better person. Trevor said proper planning prevents piss poor performance. Always account for failure in a hotel gym by bringing your own stuff. I have a set of bands I take when I travel. To be honest with you,
ding.
dang it, I figured out. I did figure out a workaround, but I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to. That's all right. I'm not. Okay, said this sounds like his Hall of Fame rant. And by the way, I'm gonna just briefly be angry at you, Corey, because you know for a fact I can't be staying up late Thursday nights to watch your show. You're supposed to be on Wednesday nights. It's called Warpath Wednesdays, not Warpath Thursdays. Go back to your alliteration. I don't. That's unacceptable. That just. I don't know why you. I don't. Yeah, that's unexplainable, inexcusable, unacceptable. Fix it. Back to Wednesdays. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. Hey, look, hey,
Take video of that cleanup.
We're
Take video of that cleanup, so that way the transformation, the before and the after.
So he's Trevor's gonna clean off his desk. For those of you who don't know what he's talking about, and she needs video, not pictures, because it's a YouTube short. So I guess we technically could put music to a still photo, but it's better vertical video, and you just send that, and then you can have your home office set up on Naomi's channel. Yes. All right. I am currently. Oh, okay, that's what happened. I am not going to comment about why. First of all, it's hard for me. You know what? I guess I am going to comment.
You already are.
This has nothing to do with home gym stuff, but I will say that Bill Belichick has all those rings. He's not in the Hall of Fame. He knew what he was risking when he was cheating, and he knew what he was risking when he was making the owner of his team mad because he just had to do things his way. However, it's difficult for me to feel sorry for a millionaire with 8 Super Bowl rings. So he'll be all right. He'll get in the Hall of Fame next year, and it'll be okay. I have much more concern about the fact that Brian Mitchell and Joe Jacoby are not in the Hall of Fame, and neither one of them cheated at anything. So, yeah, that would be probably where I'm going to just stop now. So that's how I feel about that. Mm-hmm. I see you over here with your TBH counter. I see y'all.
Your counter's wrong, by the way.
Whose counter? I don't have a counter. Oh, you're talking about, okay.
Yes, yeah. The counter's wrong. It's actually 4.
Oh, boy.
Not 2.
Let's see here. And Carlos said, I'm not saying that first part. I think they good them from you. I don't know what that means. You must be texting and talking while you in the out there in the park, which leads us to right back to news items. It is, however, 7:03. Shout out to the Central Time Zone. Thank you to all of you who have gotten up way too early to start your Fridays with Garage Gym Life. Appreciate you. We are heading into the second hour of the show. We're going to be reacting and responding to home gym news of the day, including the sale items. But first, we're going to talk about some stuff that relates directly to Carlos. So, Carlos, I have it on good authority. Well, okay, maybe not good, but decent authority. Japanese walking is apparently the fastest growing fitness trend from 2025. Mm-hmm. So, Athletech News did they do surveys of fitness trends. And I think it's interesting when those trends are directly opposite to what the trend for the previous year was, but whatever. So they said Japanese walking is the fastest growing fitness trend. And I know most of you are like, what? How do Japanese walk? Okay, well, apparently this comes from it's not how Japanese people walk. It comes from a study done by Japanese researchers. And it basically means you walk slowly for 3 minutes, then you walk quickly with a hard effort for 3 minutes. And the Japanese researchers discovered that kind of workout resulted in noticeable improvements in strength, endurance, and decreased blood pressure. And you got more of those results than if you were to just engage in continuous, moderate intensity walking. Mm-hmm. So along with asking Kevin when he comes on if he sees people actually doing this in Japan, I'm going to say that's interesting. But as the cardio specialist in the family, What do you think of Japanese walking?
I mean, it sounds like it's just interval walking. It's kind of like an interval sprint, but instead of the walking part of it, it breaks it up. I think it'll make it go by a lot faster. So, like if you're doing it for 30 minutes, 3 minutes on, 3 minutes off, you'll
Oh,
complete it a lot faster. And so you're not thinking, oh, I've got to walk. Using your analogy from earlier, like, oh, I got to go for a walk. It's like, okay, power walk it for 3, recover for 3, and before you know it, your 30 minutes are done.
so first of all, that just in my head, that looks hilarious. You got somebody who's just walking along. You know how like when you're speed walking, how your arms start going to the side and all that? I can just picture somebody like suddenly bam, and then they slow down, chill, chilling, and then bam like that again. Okay. But Carlos said that his thing is that if he were to do that, it would make it harder for him to reach his step goal. And it sounds to me like they're trying to say that you won't have to walk as far because you'll get more out of this particular style of walking. Let's see. And then Carp said basically HIIT walking, hit walking, and Colonial Barber Club says basically Tabata walking. Yeah, I can see that exactly. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, so they said that's the fastest growing fitness trend, but also as popular is walking yoga.
I had to look that one up.
I am 100% likely to recommend you do this, Carlos. However, the people want you to video yourself doing this walking yoga. Don't worry about which people. You just do the video, send it to me, and I'll take care of making sure everybody sees it, okay? But it's walking yoga. And it is, as I said, it's the opposite end of the spectrum from Japanese walking. But as y'all may know, Carlos is not Japanese. No matter what his hat is that he wears during his game streams, he ain't Japanese, so it shouldn't matter to him. It blends mindful walking with the principles of yoga, such as breath work, gentle stretches, and mindfulness, creating a type of moving meditation that supports flexibility, focus, and stress relief.
It kind of reminded me when you look at it, it's kind of like, when you walk in the park and they have like those exercise stations.
Yeah, the fart, we call it a fartlek course, but yeah.
Yeah, but instead of it being like push-ups or anything, it's like stretching. So you'll walk a certain distance and then now you're doing like lunges, or you're doing or like lunge stretches, or you're doing like side bends and whatnot, is what it looked like on there. So it kind of breaks it up. So you're not walking with intensity, but it's
I wish we had video of this. But I wish the person in the video was Carlos. So Carp said he's going back to the Japanese walking and said it's like interval walking, and you could do the same thing using an incline. Oops, right here. Using an incline. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. I mean, it just sounds to me like it's a way to do it outside because you're using a timer rather than the automatic changes that if you set up a program on your treadmill, it would automatically change it. So it's pretty much sounds like that. So I would say that this is the sort of thing for you, Carlos. This is going to be neighborhood dependent, depending on the quality of the neighborhood and time of day. Circumstances might lead you to start out with walking yoga, and then, depending on who else is around, you might have to switch to Japanese walking or old-fashioned American running. I'm just saying, but you're mindful. So you're stretching and you're paying attention to what's going on. And then you may, based upon environmental factors, you might want to speed up. Okay, but that's that. Now, I will say this, and we do have some coaches and trainers who are watching. The top fitness trend of 2024. So they measured the top fitness trend of 2024, and they told us about it in 2025. Now they're doing the top trends from 2025 and telling us about them and trying to make predictions going into 2026, like what are people going to be into? And so they said that in 2025, something that was a top trend in 2024 saw a major drop in interest, and that is remote personal training. So Carlos says it's called sprinting. Yeah, you know what I mean? Oh God! Like I said, hey, Japanese running sounds like an anime. Exactly, Corey. I think it's situation dependent. You know, I might be doing all that stretching, but then based upon who around, I may have to switch to a different kind of cardio. But anyway, so they said that remote personal training. So essentially, you have a coach who's, you know, you send your videos to the coach. Coach assesses it, you know, gives you tips and feedback or whatever, and it's good for bodybuilding and it's good for strength training, whatever, right?
Right.
But they said that that's seen a major drop in interest. I, however, and this is my conspiracy theory, take that with a grain of salt. So I got this from Athletech News, and I do trust the platform. However, I also recognize that, like magazines, back when I was reading magazines all the time, magazines have a sort of, unlike newspapers that are supposed to be unbiased, magazines have a slant, right? So they have like an agenda that they push. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean like they have, like, a magazine basically reflects the views, opinions, background, that sort of thing of the people who create it, right?
Right.
So if it's a bodybuilding magazine, they created it because they think that you should be involved with bodybuilding, right? You're not going to see articles which would be fair and balanced, like, oh, well, maybe bodybuilding isn't for you. Everything in the magazine is going to be like, bodybuilding's for you, and this is how to get involved in it, right?
Okay.
So Athletech News is essentially a blog / newsletter, and it has a slant. And part of what it does is promote people belonging to gyms, public gyms. Well, remote personal training kind of removes your need to go to a public gym. The reason why I subscribe to Athletech News is so I can just keep up with the general fitness trends, right? But that doesn't mean that I just take everything they say as gospel. Just found a Irish pennant. Yeah, I just had a Marine Corps flashback. So an Irish pennant, had an Irish pennant in my sleeve. Anyway, but it's like, so I take that with a grain of salt, because I feel like, you know, remote personal training kind of directly contradicts the go to a gym and pay somebody to count your reps for you type of model, right? But yeah, so you guys see right there, it said last year's top fitness trend had a major drop in interest of 81%. I'm like,
So I kind of like, when you brought that up, I'm kind of thinking at it from a different angle. Okay. And because, so there's been controversies all with like people buying personal training or fitness personal training, and there was a big deal about people, and like anyone can look up Brittany Dawn, being sued for the fact of not delivering on what was promised. And so people are paying for this, for coaching or training and nutrition and all that stuff, and they're not getting what they're being delivered. So with stuff like that being said or being done, I can see where it says there was a dip when it comes down to personal training, because that's where I'm looking at it or saying like, okay, I can see that, because some people weren't being delivered on the promise of what they're getting. Now, when you use that for people that are like in for competitions, like for the Arnold or for the Olympia, you see bodybuilders or fitness fitness models that are training, that they go ahead and they take video of their workout. They have a trainer, but then they'll take video, or they'll live stream with their coach to help them with posing and stuff like that. So where that's beneficial, because they already see that, they already are working with that. So it's like, okay, so I'm wondering, because as you say with Athletech, they're looking at those that are using the gym, or you have people that are just in general. I took this information, I'm like, okay, I can see where maybe the remote personal trainer, where there was a dip because of some of the controversy that happened in 2024 and 2025, right, where that could have impacted that kind of a market. But as a bodybuilder or as a fitness model, using a remote trainer when it comes down to like body recomp or positioning is for competitions and stuff like that, right, I wouldn't see that as a hit for them per se, because that's more of a specialized group, if that makes sense.
It does, but I mean, I also think that people who may have been turned off by the Brittany Dawn thing could just find a new coach. Like, she's not the only trainer.
Right.
So,
That's just the one that kind of sticks out, kind of like, okay, what's a good example of a big controversy?
no, I understand the point. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that it's kind of like, I don't know. It's like, if you don't like squash, that doesn't mean you hate all vegetables, right?
True.
It's like, okay, well, I can't stand Whole Foods. Does that mean you shouldn't go to Trader Joe's? You shouldn't go to Publix? You shouldn't go to all these other places, because one grocery store didn't work for you? So that's, to me, it's like, all right, it didn't work. And I will also say that you probably need to vet trainers a little bit better than just, oh, they look good online, or the Instagram photos look good, or he looks real muscular. So if I just get him as my coach, I'll be like that. And I'm not saying that this is just restricted to nowadays. I remember back when I was bouncing, story time with Grandpa John. I remember when I was bouncing in Chattanooga. I believe it's when right before I started bouncing at wherever that place was at. What's the thing? Golly. Metropolis. It's before I went to Metropolis to bounce. Metropolis was the name of a club, by the way. I know somebody about to say I was bouncing in somewhere else. Is the name of a club. And,
I don't even think it's in existence anymore.
Probably not. Same
Probably
building,
not.
different name, whatever.
Yeah.
But our security shirts had an S. But anyway, but it's before I went. It was right before I went there, and I remember this guy came up. We had something happen, and the police were called. They get there, and one of the cops walks up. I was head of security, and so he comes over to me, and he's like, what happened? And obviously, I'm not the biggest guy there, so he was like, "Oh, how'd you get into this?" And I told him I did martial arts, and I competed in kickboxing. Notice I said I competed in kickboxing. At the time, while telling him that story, I was the regional champion. Okay, I was the Southern regional champion. He said to me, "Who's your coach?" I told him. He said, "Well, my coach used to be champion of the world." I'm like, "Yeah, well, what are you champion of?" Right? Sorry, that's just how I am, right? Because I was like, okay, that's fantastic. Congratulations for your coach. What have you done, right? And I think that a lot of people have that. They feel like, oh, if I just get somebody who's accomplishing something vicariously, that just rubs off on me too. Osmosis, I guess, through the screen. All of a sudden, I'll be muscular because they're muscular. But what if the communication style between you and that trainer isn't good? What if you're sending them pictures and they're not responsive? Regardless of what they're training you to do. So I just think it's silly.
I think it's what, like we were talking about this morning, like you have people, again, this is about with trends, right? So you'll have people that are like, okay, what's the biggest trend? They'll look on Pinterest, they'll look on Instagram, they'll look at TikTok, and they'll like, you'll have these, fitness or fit looking people. It's like, oh, this is what helped me, lose 10 pounds in a month. And they'll come up with their
juice cleanses and diet teas.
Exactly. Or like, I did this treadmill workout, the 30, 15, 3. So 30 minutes at 15% incline at 3 mile an hour kind of speed, and do that for 30 days. And you'll drop all this. And I'm like, I'm not walking at 15% incline for no reason. And so, or like
first thing I'll lose is my motivation.
I'll
lose motivation, or I'll lose body fat.
It's like you looked at the Muscle and Fitness, or Men's Health, or whatever, and they have the workout for the month, kind of thing. You have to stay consistent. That's number one. And like I was telling you, like with the training I did all last year, I stayed with one coach. And so this year, my goal is I'm staying with this other coach, but for the entire year. I'm not jumping back and forth because of what I want to be able to accomplish. And so, again, looking at with the trends, like, well, not everybody's researching who's programming for them, or, if they're not responsive, do I move on to the next one? I think that's the difference between those that are competing, whether it's powerlifting, it's fitness, it's bodybuilding, strongman, whatever. They know, okay, this is what I'm looking for in a coach. This is what I'm trying to accomplish. And they're not getting a cookie cutter or a template. It's like, okay, send me these videos, and then I can critique it, kind of thing.
I think also, though, So I think it's like for any kind of personal trainer or coach or whatever, to
Mhm.
me, you just have to show that you're invested. Number one, you're invested in your client's success. But
Mhm.
then also, if all of your success photos are you, I'm going to be suspicious because I think that if you're going to be somebody who's trying to make your money off of training other people, you
Mhm.
ought to be able to show progress from your clients. And I get that sometimes people have hesitation about sharing their personal details online, but honestly, this is the social media age. If you can't find at least one client that doesn't mind having their progress or photos
Mhm.
posted on something, especially for the sake of help, if like you've helped them make dramatic progress and they're excited and they still won't let you post it, you kind of doing it wrong. So
Mhm.
that's just what I think.
Mhm.
So let's couple more comments. First of all, let's say what's up to Jesus Tapia. What's up, man?
Good morning.
Thanks for getting up way too early. Carp said, talking about Brittany Dawn, said yes, she was just selling cookie cutter plans to the ones who actually received them.
Mhm.
No one-on-one or individual plans, basically just a PDF or a template. Yep. You might as well just get an app and stick with that. And then Trevor makes a very good point. It's an excellent point. He says a lot of athletes make terrible coaches, and the inverse is also correct. And that's regardless of sport.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times you're good at something and you don't even know why. You have no idea. Whereas if you're not good at it, you have to think about how to get better at it, which
Yeah.
in turn makes it more possible for you to pass that knowledge on to, and those tips and strategies on to people who are trying to follow in your footsteps.
Like I've done triathlons. You know, I have it under my belt. I know how to prepare, how to plan, etc. Will I still, like, when it comes down to the swimming portion, will I probably get a coach to look at my technique? Like, I'll video it and send it to them to critique it? Absolutely. Do I feel as if I can train someone to do it and be I I know you would always encourage, like, yeah, you could do this, you could do this, but I would question my ability on it
Right.
because I'm like, well, I'm not a professional, trainer. I'm
Right.
not a professional athlete or anything like that. And I wouldn't even go in the direction like, oh yeah, I could train you. No, I will encourage you and back you
Yeah.
100%. But yeah, you want to make sure that you're looking for the right coach to help you be able to achieve your goals and
Right.
also hold you accountable when you are not hitting those benchmarks as well.
So sadly, part of the reason why, so everything you just said about your limitations, I hear you. However, I also tell you that a lot of the personal trainers in gyms, that's all they do. They're literally this, they're clapping for you and counting your reps for you. They're not actually programming for you. For one thing, it's difficult for me to program for somebody if that person isn't consistently coming. And a lot of times the people that you have come into a public gym, they're going to sign up for a personal training session. So you see them once and
Yes.
then you don't see them again, or you don't have any idea for the amount of money they're paying. You're definitely not going to be creating a diet for them. You're not going to do a ton of follow-up. And so they wander out into the wild and do whatever they want, come back, haven't lost any weight. They blame you. Like, yeah, I ain't seen you in 3 months. How's it my fault? Right.
Yeah.
So, there's that. But then the other thing is people talk about certifications, and I've taken multiple certifications, and every single one of them I took tested what you knew. It didn't teach you anything. So the NSCA certification, the CSCS, that's the only one I actually had to study for. Sadly, I had to study for it, and I learned a lot from it, from studying for it. But when you go to get certification, you're just taking the test, right?
Gotcha.
Workshops you learn a lot from, but I'm just saying that certifications just measure what you already know. So there are a lot of people walking around who know stuff that they could pass on to other people, but they don't because they don't have like the credentials from certifications to pass on. I mean, to make them feel like, okay, I'm legitimate. I'm legit. Switching to a next topic, Bell's a Steel room planner. So I did a video. Oh man, 2 years ago, I think. And it was about what I thought was a no-brainer, but I kept seeing people not doing. And I said, measure twice, right? That's the name of the video. And if anybody wants to watch that, I'll put it in the description for this one. But it's on our YouTube channel. And it basically says you need to measure your available floor space and the width of your doors.
Mm-hmm.
Any door that you might use to bring equipment in, you need to measure the height and width of that door, right? Then you need to measure the height of your space. You also need to measure the height after. When I say measure the height, you need to measure the height before and after you put in stall mats. If you put in stall mats, because you got to a lot of times people don't subtract the stall mats from the height, available height. Yeah,
right.
All right. And the reason why you need to measure the height of for example, we've got 100 each. We have 100 inches of clearance from the top of our stall mats to the bottom, to our roof. To our ceiling joists. But our garage door is a lot shorter than that. So just because something is going to fit in the gym doesn't mean that it'll fit through the garage door. And we've had a situation where somebody, I know somebody who years ago, they bought something and I was just talking to them. I say, how, they drove like 4 hours to go pick this thing up off of Craigslist. And then they get it to their house. And I said, hey, so, how's it going with the thing? I forget what it was, but they said they couldn't get it inside the house because they had checked the measurement for the thing based upon their room, but they didn't compare the height of it to the opening for the garage door. All right. So I thought that's a no-brainer, but people were like, why should you have to tell people this? I'm like, based upon what I see. How that relates to today, fast forward to 2026, welcome back. We've got a lot of room planners out there now, and I think this is a good trend. So Bells of Steel now has a room planner, and it is live. Yeah. So I'm going to pull this up. Did you get a chance to look at this?
I did. I actually, when I saw the notification about it, I was like, that's actually pretty cool.
So this is your floor planner. You can start from scratch. You can start from a room, enter the dimensions of the room. Obviously, you can save a design. You can start with a sample. I can't imagine where I would start with a sample design because rooms are different. Unless you've got a garage or something that is like, it's just this.
Maybe if you have like a
standard,
like maybe
dimensions.
A barn that you're gonna like.
Oh, if you're gonna build it.
Like if you're gonna build it, or if it's one of those that you get one of those like prefab, is it prefab
buildings,
yeah. Then okay, my floor space is X by X kind of thing. It's big giant rectangle, so it makes it a little easier.
That makes sense. So like because our garage has a little cutout, so it's not the same width throughout the entire garage. So we have to always factor that in whenever we're getting something. So anyway, once you log in, if you select something, this is kind of like where you start, and then you would start to fill it. So I like that idea because it just makes you more intentional. Because I see a lot of times people see stuff, they buy stuff based upon what other people have in their gym. Oh, I got to get that. Or they see it at home gym. Rarely now people see stuff at Home Gym Con, and then they're like, oh, I need to get it home. And you're not exactly sure where it's going to go. I've heard this multiple times. I will find somewhere for it. Don't no, don't do that. That's how you end
somewhere
up
outside still. That's
what that's how you end up with stuff still sitting outside because you didn't have room when you got home. It's like, oh, I got home. I'm gonna have to move to this, and I'm gonna dismantle to that, and take that door off the hinges. And I'm like, whoa, let's, the Bells of Steel thing. I realize we do have an affiliate relationship with Bells of Steel. Full disclosure. But we don't get paid any money for sending you guys there or to any of the other room planners, like the one from Hypertrophy. I'm just telling you that these are tools that are out there and they are gym specific. Whereas people have been using just generic floor plan online templates or programs. I like these because they are gym specific. So you don't have to figure out the dimensions of random pieces of equipment. You can actually input them in there, so they're a little bit user friendly for a home gym owner. So I'm into that. Now let's start talking about what's on. Oh, let's talk about the retention, the Bells of Steel program. All right, let me sit up. All right, I'm just getting comfortable. All right. So if you don't pay attention to anything else, pay attention to this.
Yes.
All right. So if you go to Bells of Steel, the Bells of Steel website, and you are shopping for a large ticket item, or if you're shopping for items that end up being large tickets. So in our case, this happened because we are dumbbell shopping right now, right? So little backstory. I've been working out from home since 2001. Naomi's been using the gym since like 2002, 2003, and we've actually moved together twice, right? So our dumbbells essentially were piecemealed. The same thing with our weight plates. They're piecemealed. Some of the stuff is from Play It Again Sports. Some of it's from Craigslist. I actually got some from Let Go, the app Let Go. And so we got the Synergy Custom Fitness rack, and you got a brand new good looking dumbbell rack with old beat up dumbbells on it. And so now we're trying to upgrade the dumbbells, right? So Naomi likes the Bells of Steel dumbbells. And you can talk about what you like about them. She's Kat sent out some 10s, and you've been using them, and they're in fact, go ahead. You can talk about what you like about those dumbbells.
What I like about it is just the handle. I like the way I like the way the handle feels in my hand, because it's not just a straight handle. It's got a little bit of a bump in there, so it fits really comfortable in my hands. And then it's the balance of the hex of the weight on both ends. So I like them. And now, but I'm getting stronger than just having to use 10 pounds. I use, the 15s and 20s. And so I'm like, okay, I would like to have this, but I like to have it with the bigger weights. Definitely. So I just use the 10s really to kind of for warm-ups, and then move on to progressively heavier weight. But love to be able to change out and have more of the Bells of Steel.
Okay, so these are the dumbbells we're talking about. So these are, because they've got the urethane ones that are round. We like hex. So these are their hex dumbbells, right? So the thing is that, and you guys can, I think can you see the price right there, Naomi? I don't want to.
I have my glasses on, so yes.
Okay. All right. So so you guys have probably experienced this before. You go on the website and you see, like, you pull on, and then you add stuff to the cart to try to see like what your total is going to be, right? And so in our case, we came to look because we don't just buy stuff out of hand, right? Instead, it's let's go identify the thing we want, then we save up for it, and that's how you don't go broke setting up a home gym, right? Or the way I used to say is, don't go broke setting up a home gym to save money. Okay, feel free to hang on to that little life principle. Well, I need dumbbells that go up to 120 pounds. And all I saw was like the 55 to 80s. I said, well, maybe what would it look like if we did the 5 to 50, then 55 to 80, and then we kind of like try to find incremental, like the larger dumbbells as individual sets. So you can imagine, so if you just do some math, which I'm not going to do right now because that's not my department, that's going to be a large chunk of change if you're adding all that to your shopping cart, right? So what happened is we added all that to the shopping cart, and then after we were done talking about it, I thought I took the stuff out of the cart and we were done. Well, I didn't. Apparently, I inadvertently left it in the cart, and so I got a phone call. Was it 2 days ago? Yeah.
Like Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday.
All right.
Tuesday or Wednesday.
I'm changing my address just because of this comment. I'm over and swipe to 50s. Yeah. All right, we're moving. We don't live there anymore. All right. Wherever we live, when you watch this video, we don't live there anymore. All right, anyway. So anyway, yeah, I want to say was it Tuesday? I want to say it was Tuesday. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I was finishing up. No, I'm sorry. It was Wednesday because I was finishing up my workout.
It was this week. Ladies
Yes,
and gentlemen, it was this
I
week.
was done lifting. My point is, I was done lifting. Just to so you understand where my state of mind was. I don't like being disturbed if I'm lifting. Like, I don't mind if like our daughter or comes in and Naomi's not disturbing me when she comes in. But I'm saying, like, I don't like getting phone calls and things like that if I'm in the gym, right? So I get a phone call, and I'm like, who is this? And I'm assuming it's one of those people trying to get me to sell my house, or they're to the rescue because of the IRS, which we don't have a problem with. Just spam, right? So but
Thank
I know
God.
it's just gonna ring and ring and ring. So
Mhm.
I take my phone out so I could hit the reject call button, right? Before I do, I see it pops up Kayvon, right? So I answer the phone. Oh, hey, Kayvon. Okay. Well, it wasn't Kayvon. All right. And Kayvon, you're still welcome to call me, whatever. All right.
Mhm.
But I had it saved as Kayvon because his office number. And so I guess it rang up because it was like the 800 number for Bells of Steel. The point is, it was somebody from Bells of Steel, and they were calling to follow up because I had left a large amount of money in the shopping cart, right?
Mhm.
So obviously, the first thing I think is this is a scam. Who is this, right?
Mhm.
So I followed up with Kat from Bells of Steel, who's our contact at Bells of Steel, and she confirmed that if you visit the site, this is a new program. So that's why I said pay attention. If you visit Bells of Steel and you leave a significant amount of items in your cart that adds up to a large amount, or you leave an item in your cart that's over a certain price threshold, I don't know what the threshold is, but just let's say it's a large ticket item, you might get a phone call from Bells of Steel because they're experimenting with this because they want to were doing the emails, but they're trying to see if maybe this is kind of like a better approach because they want to give a personal touch, right?
Mhm.
So the intent is to help you if you're considering a large purchase. But so we looked it up so that we could figure out how much we would need to save up. But you might be hesitating because you might say, well, what's shipping going to be? I need to calculate shipping for that. Or what are, maybe you're not sure if there are other shipping options for
Right.
something that's that large, right? And you're not sure, is it worth it to get residential freight versus just getting normal residential shipping? And you have questions, so you hesitate. So the idea is for them is that the person calls you to make sure that they can, or to try to answer any questions like that if you need it, right?
Mhm.
And so I'm letting you guys know that if somebody calls you from Bells of Steel and you have been shopping their site and you did leave a large ticket item in your cart, you might get a call. So this is a legit call. However, because of the times we live in, Kat wanted me to make sure I tell you, Bells of Steel will not ask for your credit card information over the phone. And
Yep.
even if the person does ask, don't give it to them, right?
Right.
In that situation, I would hang up and reach out to Bells of Steel a different way to see if that's a legitimate call, right? But she said that what they will do if they go through this process with you and you decide, okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll buy it, is they will email you an invoice. Okay. And we have experienced this personally. They've emailed us an invoice so we could buy something that was it wasn't a large ticket item, it was a bunch of stuff at once. Right. And
Mhm.
so they'll email you an invoice. Or they will give you an account, a bank account. So they won't ask you for your bank account information or your credit card. They will give you their information if you want to pay them like with Swift code or something like that. I'm not really comfortable with that approach, but I know some people swear by paying by Swift code if they're used to doing commercial stuff. Hey,
Mhm.
I'm not telling you how to live your life. I just say I ain't gonna do it. So for me, the most likely thing that would happen is, again, they would email an invoice. So all of that was just to let you know, potentially you might get a phone call from Bells of Steel, and that phone call is going to be for the purposes of following up if you left a large ticket item in your shopping cart. Does that make sense? Did I say that right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds. It was different because I'm used to getting like if it's an email.
Like you immediately say it's a scam.
Yeah. Yeah. When John told me what happened, I was like, what?
Like, that sounds
and
sketchy, but yeah.
and went straight to the source. Like, can you verify these things?
Mm.
Because I'm used to getting an email if there's something that's left in a car or whatever. But the phone call that's new, and I'm glad, reaching out to Kat and them to get that information.
First of all, shout
and
out to
be
Kat
able
and Andrew. They're
Oh yeah,
awesome. I'm a huge
yeah.
fan.
And
Okay.
their little one is absolutely
That's my dude.
adorable.
That's my dude.
He is security. If you see him at Home Gym Con, I know last year she had him facing outward, and he was just mean mugging everybody.
That's worth the trip to their booth just to see him. I'm telling you, that's my dude, man.
Adorable. But I mean, I'm glad that they verified and let us know, so we can let you guys know. Because this is, unfortunately, it is the times where we all get the scams. We all get the, they know how to, mimic our phone number, so that way it's a number that we are familiar with. So again, shout out to Kat and Andrew and the Bells of Steel team to let us know, okay, this is going on, this is pilot, this is legit. But if you have any questions, you're always able to reach out to Bells of Steel directly as well to verify. So thanks.
100%. So I need you, this is like the audience participation part. I need you guys to put in the chat, or if you're watching on replay, go to put in a comment like, how do you guys feel about that, about getting a phone call from a company, not necessarily Bells of Steel, but how do you like the idea of getting a phone call rather than just getting an email? Is this something that you'd like? Do you feel like that's the personal touch? Just, what's your reaction to it? Is it going to freak you out? Somebody calls you and starts telling you, hey, I noticed that you left something in your cart, whatever. So, yeah, just drop that in the comment section. Okay. Now another item is SwingSesh is saying that if you want to get a SwingSesh, which is the company that makes fitness play sets. You guys, if you went to Home Gym Con, you saw them. They were a big hit at Home Gym Con. They're always a big hit at Home Gym Con with adults and with kids. Right? People like climbing on the SwingSesh play set. But if you want to get one for your home, you actually need to order now, because it says spring is their busiest time, because that's when people start thinking about it. So you need to order now, and you can place your order, and you can choose the specific date later. But by ordering now, you're reserving your place on their production calendar. Because once they get the order from you, they'll prepare the swing set with all the different things. And in fact, let me see if I can go to swingsesh.com. So some of you guys may not be familiar with them, and if you aren't, all right, yeah. So let me share my screen so that way people aren't like, the what? So you have different. So there's the obstacle course. That's a lot. Okay. That's like if you have like a backyard like Jonathan from No Fake 24/7, you're gonna want to get something like that for it. You get the super sesh. So again, these are things so your kids can be playing while you're working out. They've got all these. I think this one is the one that
there was being the one that has like it's really, really tall that has the rope. I think it's the one at the top.
This one, the obstacle course set. That's the one that they have at Home Gym Con.
They just don't have the.
They don't have
I
don't think they had a climbing rope.
They don't have
climbing net.
Right. They don't have the climbing net. They do have the climbing rope.
And I think they've got this little thing, this gadget right here, there too.
Yeah.
All right. But anyway, so you can order one of these for your home, different colors and whatnot. See, they've got all these different things. Backyard ninja training. That's for Corey. That's for you and your wife, so you can get the kids living right from day one. All that stuff is. But anyway, they said basically you need to get on the schedule now, so that you can then kind of make sure you don't get left. You don't get shoved to the back of the production calendar. So once they receive your order, they'll prepare your swing set. Then they coordinate the delivery and installation around your preferred dates. Because you understand that, like, they're gonna have to concrete it in the ground. It's not like just dropping it in and leaving. Right. There's a lot to it. This is a construction project, so they may also have to get permits. So you want to just get on the schedule now if you can. So if this is something that's on your radar, you want to do it now. So let me stop sharing, and I see a couple of comments here. Okay, so I tell you what, Letha, here's what you're gonna step one. You're gonna contact RipFit, and let's start the movement, right? All right, let's get Naomi her bar. And she remembers what bar it was too. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So, in fact, all 3,500 of you guys who are watching 3523, I want every one of you contact Rit
Don't
Fit and
do
say,
that.
just say, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Please
Don't do that.
Don't, really, that was a joke. Don't do
Don't do
that. do not. All right.
I mean, but honestly, if you see the video, it's a
We haven't posted on Instagram. I'd have to find it.
beautiful
But
bar.
yeah.
And
I'll find
me
the
to say
video and
that
post it.
says a lot for it.
She mentions it once a week. And
Not that
if it's not
bad.
up to
Not that bad. I don't care you zoomed in so people can look at you in the eye and have that serious look. It doesn't matter. I'm not.
All right, but I'm saying I'll try to find the Instagram post, and then I'll link it in this video, in the video description, and all of you guys can go over there and you can comment on it. Give Naomi her bar. All right, if y'all want to support that effort. No, I'm serious. Like, it's our Instagram post. That it won't spam them, but they'll be tagged in it. That way, I definitely it's better than the other alternatives. Carlos said, I think it would be great to get a phone call because I'd feel as if the company is genuinely concerned about my satisfaction as a customer and a person. And Carp said Synergy Custom Fitness does something similar sometimes. That's old school customer service.
Okay.
All right. So that's 2 votes for the phone call. So there we go. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we did SwingSesh. All right. A couple of you guys mentioned Peter Keller, so this is a great time to bring up the carbon fiber pull-up bar from Fringe Sport. This is not something I was aware of. Probably Paired and Powered, Jeff and Perrin might have known about it. Let me go ahead and pull this up on screen now. It's got one feature that kind of is attractive to me, and that is it's warm. So it's aluminum, not steel. So because of that, it's going to be resistant to environmental changes like heat and cold.
Okay.
And so I have done enough pull-ups, and Trevor, I know you've done it too, like been outside, because that's where military training PT takes place, and there's this freezing cold pull-up bar. You got to jump up there and do it. And some of you guys, if you were in gym class back when we were growing up, when I was growing up, you remember there's no heating for the pull-up bar, which is outdoors. You just go out there and you got to climb up there, and if it's cold, it's cold. So I like that this is you guys can see it right there. See if I can get a close-up of it. It's aluminum, so it looks good. I love the finish of it, actually. And so that's the feature that that's most attractive to me. For those of you who like the rack-mounted functional trainers and things like that, it's also got an integrated aluminum pulleys, and they're built into these mounting brackets. So see right there. So it turns your rack into essentially a cable crossover. So if you've got one of those pulley kits, you can just use that with this to have, basically now you've got some cable, cable setup accessible to you. It's also open ecosystem. So any rack or wall that's got 1-inch holes, and if it's a rack that's got 41 to 45 inches width, 45-inch width, you can mount this bar on there, and now you could just add this too. So it doesn't have to be a Fringe Sport power rack that you mount this on. So those are the things that kind of like make it attractive, as well as it's got built-in accessory storage. So it's got these slots that let you, hang different things on there and store stuff on it. So it's got a lot of you can put carabiners on there, cable attachments. You can hang bands on there. It's a lot more versatile than it might seem, than if it's just a pull-up bar. You know what I mean? So you swap out your existing pull-up bar for this, you get a lot more functionality. So that's something that I thought was really cool.
Cool.
All right. So Carp said that the phone call makes it easier for him to give you money. Hey, I'm saying, and I guess too, because once you're talking to somebody, some people have a harder time saying no once they have a representative on the phone with them. I don't have that problem, but I know some people are like, that about me. I'm like, I got zero I mean, it's effortless.
Yeah.
It's really effortless for me to tell you no. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna be able to. I don't know, Jim. I ain't gonna be able to do a dog.
There's a lot of story times we can share. Now is not the time.
So okay, we can take a second here. You know how what's the
No.
thing? No, I'm talking about what's the meme where they say like you got like the face and they have to put the smiley face.
Oh
up.
yeah.
Yeah, so that happens. Not like we don't really have a mask, but I'm just saying Naomi says we need that for me and her, right? So go ahead. Go ahead.
So there's that meme out there. It's like, you know, someone comes to ask a question and your face says it all, and it's like really, and it's like, okay, nope, you gotta put the smiley face on over his face, like, let me help you.
Yeah, she'd be like, I can help you. You don't talk to him anymore.
Come over here. You come with me. You know, I think it was years and years and years ago. Okay, now
it happened this last week.
Yeah.
And last week too. We were on a virtual call. Both. I was like,
yeah, and I had to text him, fix your face. It's all over. Fix your face. But like,
I'm a nice guy.
He no hospitality, me all hospitality. That's what kind of balances out.
Look,
so, but yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So if I go into, because I'm like, if I go into debt trying to dang buy your product, you ain't gonna show up to help me pay for it, you know. So I'm just I got zero guilt. But what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, you know, but the phone call. So going on there, because first of all, it was like team, like no, send me an email. But looking at team phone call,
we've got teams. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like team Crunchy Bacon and team Floppy Bacon. You got to have a team. So I could see where maybe that personal customer service, like maybe you had questions or you weren't quite sure, and they can answer questions you may have that would help kind of finalize whether or not you do the sale. Right. Or may let you know if there's any other like specials, or because if you don't know to look for, you don't know what to ask for, and maybe having someone that can answer those questions for you.
Yeah. Here's another one I didn't even think about. You might have put together like your shopping list, and they may be like, oh wait, you're actually spending more money this way than if you did it right, like if you just bought a package, right? So that's yeah, so I didn't really consider that.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really comes down to, number one, who you talk to, number two, you know, it's making sure it's a just like with the coaching, you have to make sure that you have a good talking conversation where it feels like as if you're being heard, and that they are able to help fix the question or fix the problem that you may have. And even then, you may not finalize the sale at that time, but it brought you a little closer to finalizing that sale.
So Sean, I see your post right there. He said, speaking of synergy, I am upgrading a couple of vertical dumbbell trees with horizontal storage, and listening to the show is making it less tedious. Happy to serve. And if you need an affiliate code to use, I just put it in the chat for you. So you can go ahead and use ours. And I appreciate you if you do. If you're using somebody else's affiliate code, use theirs. But if you don't have one at all, please consider using ours. It's going to support the show, and it helps a lot more than you guys know.
It really has opened up the space. I will say that. And I use it, it's not just a rack for our dumbbells, our mixed match dumbbells, but I mean, use it for, like, we have our landmine is attached to it. Our seal roll pad is attached to it. And I use it quite a bit. And then we have the storage on top. So it definitely was, it's a foundational part of our gym.
100%. All right, so we're getting ready to have bring our guy Kevin on and add LinkedIn. But before we do that, let's go ahead and check out something else that Naomi loves, and it happens to be from Bells of Steel. It's the single stack cable tower. See you in 16 seconds. All right, and that is the Bells of Steel single stack cable tower. You guys can find the link in the video description to grab that, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can just click the shopping button and it'll take you to the single stack cable tower link. And we have been using that thing and we're really, really happy with it. And, you know, like I said, full disclosure, we do have an affiliate relationship with them, so you would be supporting the show. But we 100% love that cable tower, and it has transformed what we're able to do both. And I love the fact that it's versatile enough for Naomi to use it and for me to use it, even though we have different training goals. So I love it. So let's go ahead and add LinkedIn, and let's do that now. Hold on. Before I hang on a second. Nope, it won't let me do that. Growing. Hang on. And let's gotta change one thing. All right, there we go. All right. So thank you. It is now 7:56. Shout out to the Mountain Time Zone. We're close enough to 6 a.m. for you guys out there. Thank you to those of you in that time zone who are joining us, whether you're getting ready to hit your gym or if you got to head into the office. We appreciate you being here. I'm John Greaves III. This is my wife, Naomi. We are the co-founders of Garage Gym Life. And we appreciate you, like I said, being here and spending this last hour of the show with us. If you have just joined us from LinkedIn, make sure you are following our LinkedIn show page, Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life, which is the page that you're watching this on. So just go ahead and hit that follow button, because we are here every week interviewing influential people across home gym culture, whether that's the brands who make the equipment that makes home gym culture possible, or content creators from the home gym community. And so, Naomi, I'll go ahead and let you go so that you can get on with the rest of your day. And then we're going to be bringing in our guy, Kevin. Before you leave, make sure everybody knows where to follow you and subscribe to your YouTube channel and what it's about.
Yes. So it is at Naomi Harris Greaves. And you can follow me on Instagram or just Naomi Greaves on YouTube. And my channel is focused on all things home office related and just the lifestyle behind it. So remote work, solutions, just tips and tricks. So join me and look forward to seeing you.
All right. Awesome. All right. I appreciate it, baby. And I'm not supposed to talk. Am I not allowed to call you that? Because we're being professional. Thank you, Naomi. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thank you, John. It's very appreciative.
All right. All right. And we'll see you next time.
All right. See you guys. Have a great one. All right. Bye.
Okay. So yeah, you guys make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to Naomi on YouTube. And I also want you to subscribe to my next guest. As I said, he is a content creator in the home gym space. He is, I want to say he's the only home gym content creator based in Japan, or at least he's the only one I know about. Okay. But he is part of the growing home gym movement over there. So if you are a brand watching and you're looking for potential avenues to expand your brand, I'm telling you, if you make gym equipment for the home, Japan is a largely untapped market. And this is the guy that you can ask questions about that. You're going to be your best resource. He runs the Home Gym Gains YouTube channel, as well as another channel that I'll be honest with you, has a sketchy name, but we'll find out more about it, okay, in a little bit. I always enjoy our conversations on WhatsApp as we talk about how to grow our platforms and serve our communities better. So let's go ahead and bring him on here, my guy, Kevin Palomares. And Kevin, thank you for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life. What's up?
Hey, what's up, bro?
What's up, man?
Thanks for having me. What's up?
Your fans demanded it.
Good morning. Morning, everybody.
What's up? I gotta say good evening. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I said getting up way too early, but for you, it's staying up way too late.
Yeah. But
what time is it there?
Anytime, bro. 10-ish. Yeah.
10 p.m. Okay, we're not gonna keep you forever. All right, I promise we'll make this.
Dude, for
maybe
you,
it won't be quick,
anytime.
but it'll be enjoyable. Hopefully. All right.
Anytime for you, bro.
Hey, I appreciate it. So let's talk about the first of all, let's talk about the successes you've had, because I think this is going to be helpful for people who have smaller channels as they're trying to figure out how to get this thing how to get going. You've seen some recent success from doing voiceover videos, right? Where you essentially are talking about a topic and you have like B-roll going and people are watching you work out or showing footage from your home gym. So talk about how you decided to do the voiceover style instead of the stand up there and narrate. Um, and why do you think that that works better for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. By the way, brother, that you don't see the tree anymore. I'm sorry. It's sad to say the tree is now down. The Christmas tree is out, guys.
The Filipino
It,
community is so ashamed of
yeah,
you because I
yeah,
actually was going
exactly.
to say I really thought about having a Christmas tree tracker on the show just to see how long Kevin kept his Christmas tree up. Because, well, actually, you go ahead and explain that.
Yeah. So, all right. Originally, when I went on the other day, last time on the show, I said like basically we keep the tree almost all year round, and I wasn't really joking. I grew up in that kind of household, so the tree is always just there. And then when it's time to come and clean up, pack it up, you realize like, oh, it's just 3 months before Christmas, so oh well, just keep it up there. So that's the thing there. That's what it's sparked the whole Christmas tree thing. But
You leave
yeah,
the tree
mine is
up so
gone now.
long, you're like, I might as well just keep it up.
Yeah, Japan life is getting to me.
It's
So
amazing.
if somebody from Philippines is watching this right now, uh yeah, this is a decision from me and my wife as one unit. So I am not I am not being whatever.
That's hilarious.
I'll be in trouble tomorrow morning when she
And
wakes up for sure.
I cannot and will not help you. You are on your own. I like how you read from the script stage. She said, Kevin, make sure you say this. Okay, I'll say this. This is a decision from both of us. That's oh boy, that's married life right there. That's funny.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry to steer things
No, I'm
to
gonna
the
come back and
Christmas
watch
tree.
this part and laugh again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
But yeah, so
Uh,
that's
but go ahead. You
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about
Talking about the
videos.
voiceover, it wasn't really a strategy as far as content goes. It was more of necessity in my case. I at this point in time, time is really the essential piece. Like it's everything right now for the home gym and for my own personal life. I'll try to make this answer not as long-winded, but basically in my schedule, I'll share the schedule. I wake up like 6 o'clock. I go for a run, probably like 6:30 to 7. I come back just in time for the wife to say goodbye to the wife, and because she's going to work, and then that's the time the kids also get up, and then I prepare their breakfast. I prepare their things to school because I'm the one taking them to school. After that, it's about like 8 o'clock. I go back in here and I go work out whatever body part that is, full body. I don't whatever.
Right.
After that, I have about like 30 to 45 minutes of content if I can, because I'm going to work out around 11 or
Okay.
10:50 all the way till now. So 9
So
p.m.
you just got home.
Yeah, basically I just
Okay.
ate
All right.
dinner in a few minutes. Like so it's they're all sleeping. So that's how our schedule goes. There's like morning
Right.
shift and night shift. I'm on the
Okay.
morning shift. So I try my best to really maximize everything, and I find that if you do like a roll type where I have to set up everything here, first of all, I don't have like lighting. I can't be bothered with searching for good proper studio lighting
Sure.
in my home gym because I train there.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
studio. It's a
And
gym
it's
for me.
small. You don't have
Yeah, and
space
it's
for.
very
Yeah. Yeah. I got
small.
you. Yeah.
That'll really crowd everything. And then, so what I'm hoping for every time I'm gonna do content is like, is it gonna be sunny today? Because I have to position my camera by the window,
Right.
and that's all the light I can get. And imagine that 30 minutes to 45 minutes. If it's like cloudy or there's rain, forget the content. It's super dark because I'm
Right.
just using the DJI Osmo Action as well.
Sure.
It's back in low light. So I find that if it's a voiceover, it actually didn't really eliminate anything like any valuable content. It just less friction for me. So it's easy to set up. I'm already like working out anyway. So
Sure.
might as well like film some bits and pieces of what I'm thinking. Because while I'm working out, I have something like
Oh
this
yeah.
plate is really good. Like this
Like you're
bar.
thinking of content while you're working out.
Yeah,
That's
like this bar
exactly
really
how it is
fits.
for
Like
me.
in
Yeah.
between the set, I'm like, okay. this might work. But then if I
Yeah.
have to sit down, everything set up, like the
Yeah.
script, do I have a talking point? Like it all goes down the drain.
Oh, heck
So
yeah. Okay, I got you.
the latest video that I posted, which is really crazy because now it's like 4,600 views or something like that
Yeah.
in my small channel. That's really huge.
Yep.
I just filmed that like bits, like every now and then that I have time, like 10 minutes, like add a voiceover, like, oh, this is the dumbbells, snowballs. I like that. Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Go to work, come back. It's nighttime. I'm eating dinner. I'm like, okay, this is an adjustable bench by MBC Power. Something like that. So it really, I think it made people like tune in more to the perspective rather than the face. I
Right.
know like a lot of people are charismatic in front of the camera. I'm not one of those guys. So I can't elaborate what my thoughts are. Like ADHD, so
I
many
got you.
things are
Yeah.
happening now in my brain. So
Plus, you have
if
little
I
kids. I mean, really young kids. They're awesome, but
yeah,
they need attention. So
and
yeah,
most of the time they are like really trying to be in on the camera,
true.
like in front of it. So it really is chaotic, and the voiceover really helps with real
Mhm.
life. That's what I would say. I don't know if it's. I know you hate voiceovers.
Well, so when you asked me if I had watched it, I was like, yeah, I'm not into that, right? But it actually was different than I thought it would be. I actually ended up enjoying it. I posted a comment. All right.
Yeah, okay,
I posted
cool,
a
cool,
comment.
cool.
All right. I had my
Cool.
favorite parts. I said, oh, I like this, right?
There you go.
What I'm saying is I don't like voiceover. I thought you were saying that it was like basically just like random video of just your gym, like you just walking
Mm,
around showing your gym and then talking,
mm,
like, like have you, like talking like philosophy or something, and then also,
mm.
but the actual video is just showing your gym. It's like, have you ever considered your meaning in life? And I'm seeing like your
Ah,
your
I
your
see what
bench.
you mean.
I was like, I'm not about to sit there and watch that, right?
I
Um,
see what you mean.
I'm talking about, like where the video was just like scenery, but for
Mm,
what you did, it's voiceover explaining what's happening on screen. And I
yeah.
really like that because it, even as you were explaining this right now, it's crazy because it sounds like you shot everything all at once, right? But
Mhm.
so to hear that you shot it in clips and you're explaining what's on screen, that was a really good editing job because it
Thank you.
sounds very, very coherent and it just flows smoothly, right? And I mean, you got a great sense of
Mm.
humor too. So it's hard to me, it's harder for a sense of humor to come through in a voiceover,
Ex
but you
mm.
managed to do it. I said, oh, this is actually pretty cool. And like I
Oh,
said, you
yeah.
had like,
Yeah.
go
But
ahead.
mine
It's
is
like,
opposite. Yeah.
I
I
think
I think
you're
it's opposite. Like the
because you're more
sense of
relaxed.
humor doesn't come. Yeah, it doesn't come out when I'm doing like uh proper like talking in front of the camera right now, but then
Yeah,
when it's voiceover, it's easier for me to be myself and be more honest.
you're more relaxed. I
Yeah.
got you.
Mm.
Um, so let's see here. I'm gonna try not to butcher this. So Lot Fikerzabi 1880 said, he's talking about you. He said, Kevin's got plenty of informative videos. Glad to see him highlighted.
What's up?
Man, I'm
Thank
telling
you.
you, um, Kevin was one of my favorite guests from last year. I had you on like 3 times, I think.
Yeah, that's
3 times, and I really enjoy it. Plus we talk like during the week. So you know what I mean? So I really enjoy having conversations with him. In fact, I even said, man, I don't want to just ask you questions. Let's just have a conversation
right.
for this
Right. Yeah, I'm
thing,
like
right? Like I
true.
got stuff I want to find out, but for the most part, we just are talking about stuff that he's discovered, right? And this
Exactly.
is an extension of our conversations on WhatsApp. So yeah, I'm a big fan of what Kevin's doing over there.
Mm.
Kinsey says good
Hey,
morning. Good
what's up,
morning, Kinsey. What's up?
Kinsey?
Thank you for being
Kinsey.
here.
Future IFBB Pro. Kinsey.
Hey, that's it. And let's see here. Of course we can't. It's not a show if Ashley doesn't show up. 332. What's up? Says good morning.
Good
What's up,
morning,
Ashley?
Ashley.
Awesome to have you here. And Kinsey said, I have to do voiceovers a lot because I constantly have jets flying over my house. Since I live by the base, I try to talk through a point and I'll get interrupted by a jet after a few minutes of filming.
Oh, that hurts.
That's something that I
Mm.
so we've got a noise canceling mic, and now with the way that we edit on DaVinci Resolve, um, not sponsored, but that's just what we use.
Mm.
We're able to do a lot of voice isolation. But we definitely we had
Mm.
that issue in the past, and I tell everybody now, you can't. I'm about to I'd yell, hey, I'm about to shoot a video, and everybody knew they had to stay still because we have hardwood floors, so you could hear people walking
Whoa.
upstairs in my house. And I was like, all right, everybody got to stay still. The dog claws on the thing. I was like, none of that. We can't have any of that. Okay. All right. So I do understand that, Kenzie. I completely understand. For me, it doesn't work. But I think that what I love about that is it doesn't matter what works for me. You figured out what works for you. And I think,
right.
I think, and this is something we can go into a little bit
Mm.
more, but a lot of
Sure.
times you're trying to grow, and then you have people who are like maybe more successful in the area where you're trying to grow, and they'll give you advice. Well, just because it worked for them doesn't mean it'll work for you. You have to know when to like ignore what seems like good advice. It's not even that it's bad advice. It may just not work for you. Like I got a lot of advice about this show, and I end up ignoring a lot of it because it just didn't feel right. You know what I mean? Like I had to kind of trust my gut. You got some advice about the audio, right?
Mm.
And I thought it was just fantastic because I suggested, when last time you were on the show, I said, why don't you make some Japanese friendly content, right? Like you're in Japan, make content that's directed towards Japanese speaking people, right? But your wife had a better suggestion. So go ahead and break down what she said to you, like what her suggestion was and why.
Yeah, so originally I was gonna do like what you said. It's like I believe just talk in Japanese and then add English subtitles, right?
Yeah.
So then I could tap into the Japanese market more that way. So I told her after the show, and she was like, that sounds good." But then after a while, we get to talking more, and she said, "Me, you know what? Maybe it's not gonna work." She's just
Yeah.
shy on the beginning to say no
Right.
to that. It's just her personality.
No, that's
But
fine.
then she had a better idea. She said, like, why not like think about it as how she would watch it. Like she doesn't watch any gym content. She just knows like, oh, she hears like barbell whatever.
Yeah.
He's watching again, but she's not gonna do that. But
Yeah.
anyway, she said the way she watches is through captions, just reading subtitles, and there's
Right.
a very deep meaning to that. First of all, because they're very comfortable reading subtitles rather than hearing somebody talk, because they got used to how quiet they should be in the train. I mean, it's absolutely really quiet in the train. You would hear anything drop there. So if you have a content that you need to listen to without subtitles, then you ended up not watching it anyway.
Right.
So that's very comfortable for them. And then one more is like, I don't know who am I gonna get into an argument here in the show, but if
Right.
you are watching anime with English dubs,
Yeah.
you have questionable taste. I'll just leave it there. Yeah.
No, if you watch anime with English dubs, you have questionable taste.
This is me
Wow.
being super nice about it. You have questionable taste. I'll pretend that you don't do that. Let's just move on.
I feel attacked. I don't like reading my TV. I don't. In fact, when I watched your video, I'll tell you another reason why I don't like it. Right. So, I think the first time it happened was we were rewatching. I don't know. All right. So most of you are probably familiar with this movie, The Passion of the Christ, right? So The Passion of the Christ is everything is in either Latin or Aramaic. Basically, none of it's in English. So the entire movie, you have captions on screen. You have subtitles on screen. Well, if you have so we were watching it here at the house, and my wife and kids, they love subtitles, right? They love captions. So they had the captions on. So I got double captions. And I'm like, and this is like, and the thing is, it's over the captions that from closed caption is over the actual subtitles. And in some cases, the closed caption people, sometimes they're struggling. If you ever watch the news with closed captions on, sometimes depending on the time of day, they're struggling, right? And so
Yeah.
they're saying the wrong thing.
There's
They're
some
writing the
funky
wrong
words
thing,
there.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, there is no way, right? So
Yeah.
I don't like having that on. But and then it happened again when I was watching your video. I had to turn the closed caption. I don't know who turned closed caption on, but I'm gonna go ahead and blame Naomi because she's not here. because some, we use this same computer a lot of times, right? And so closed captions was on, and I'm like, I can't see what Kevin actually said. So I had to turn the closed captions off from YouTube so that I could see what I don't read Japanese, but my point is, but it didn't, it was giving me English captions anyway. And I was like, this is just annoying. So I took the closed captions off. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like it. It's because of the double closed captions. And then let's say and it happens every time. Usually I watch a lot of science fiction, right? So if you have science fiction and let's say they're speaking, I don't know, Klingon, well, the closed caption person doesn't know how to translate Klingon, right? So they put the translation on screen and it is covered up by something that says, speaking in unknown language. And I'm like, get out of here. I want to see what he actually said. So it just drives, hey, man, hey. Okay, she is watching.
Thank you, Naomi.
She said, I love K and C dramas and will watch with English subtitles.
Me too.
And sometimes with English dubs. I just don't like reading my TV. That's all I'm saying.
Can I tell you a funny story about K and C dramas? So my wife doesn't really fully understand English. When she watches it, it's difficult for her to read the subtitles, and I can't really follow Japanese subtitles. So how are we gonna watch Korean drama now? That was the debate. Who gets to win this one? So it ended up being.
I got a solution, and that involves just not watching it. But go ahead.
Right. That's for another. That's for another show. It's not gonna be up way too early.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we ended up with English dub with Japanese subtitle, and it was horrible. It was like, I don't know, they can't really capture the moment.
That's a lot going on.
That's why it ties into the voiceover. If I tried my best to really translate myself, like my level isn't good enough. Even if it was, you're still not gonna follow it. You're just feeling weird. But if I talk naturally like this, the pacing is different, the tone is different, I can make jokes, then put the natural subtitle. I can just ask ChatGPT, it'll be okay. Like make it native, and it's all good. And it works so far. I hope it will work more.
So you hope it's saying the right thing, but
I hope so.
And like what it might be saying, it might be more exciting than you actually say.
It's like 80% there because my wife like kind of double checks it. She's like, okay, that's funny, and it's like, okay, cool.
So we got Mike calling. Mike chiming in from San Diego. He says good morning. So he's late
Dr.
from
Mike.
Hey, what's up, man? Kenzie said the jets are so loud she can't hear herself talk. That is a problem. And Colonial Barbell Club says no argument for me. I'm a subtitles dude. So I think people who watch stuff at work also have this. Like if you are in a situation where you can't have headphones in, then they like to like read the captions or whatever. I'm just not into that. And then George Risto said, I just got recommended one of Kevin's videos for the first time the other day. Always great to discover new viewpoints and creators. Yeah. And that happens because as soon as your channel starts to get traction, boom, you start getting recommended to other people. So that video, like you said, is over 4,000 views now. So it's recommended. YouTube is showing it to a lot of people. It's like, hey, people like this. And I think
that got me like 50 subscribers in one day. That's
nice.
Crazy.
That's nice. And that's when you're starting out, you're growing, you're trying to figure out anything. That's huge.
Yeah, it's super huge.
Super huge. Yeah. Carp said there are definitely ways to get your question answered. You can reach out to some content creators, but if you're going to do that and ask him 100 questions, make sure you're using their affiliate links. Yeah. And I mean, so I have never had somebody like call me and ask me for advice or whatever, or just for feedback and been like, hey, make sure you buy this or that. But yes, I will say I have had people reach out like with the dang, like the most recent one was that guy from, I think he was in Australia, and he wanted me to go measure junk for him and left and right. And I was like, hey man, look, that's a little bit too much. But as far as content creators and helping people grow, I'm committed to that. That's one of the things that's a core value for Garage Gym Life, because when we started, we reached out to people for advice, and I reached out to people for interviews, and I had a lot of people turn me down. So I just said, I know I'm going to grow. When I get to that point, I'm going to be different because, I just don't.
That's why I love the show, man. Yeah. That's really good.
Uh, Carlos, he's flexing again. He said, "I'm heading to work now, Kevin.
Oh,
They just started. I'm at 10,755
respect.
steps.
Respect.
What is you and your walking yoga, Carlos? And-
Walking yoga. Yeah, I saw that one. That made me laugh a bit. Walking yoga.
Hey,
Yeah.
Carlos, make sure you do it and video yourself and wear your hat. He's got a what do you call it? Like the the hat, the Japanese traditional hat, like you would wear,
Oh,
like if you wear it working in the fields or something. I forgot what it's
ah,
called, but like
I don't know what
he's
it's
got
called.
one of
Yeah.
the he's got one of those hats that he wears when he plays Ghost of Tsushima. So yeah,
Oh, okay. Because the characters they sometimes wear that. Okay.
exactly. Yeah. In
Yeah.
fact,
Oh,
you need to watch Carlos's stream of Ghost of Tsushima. It
that's
will.
right.
I don't know if you'll yeah, just watch it. It's fun. All
Okay.
right. Anyway,
Okay.
Rory Ellis. Hey, what's up, man? This is morning, gentlemen. Morning, sir. Let's see here. Uh, okay. All right. So we'll come back to that one. All right. That comment right there. So let me ask you this, man. So I watched your video. As I said, I put a comment. My favorite line from your video was, "This wasn't built for aesthetics. This is what survived in real life." To me, that's a bar. I love
Yeah.
I love phrases that I
What's up?
like. I mean, I
Yeah.
even like because I grew up enjoying hip hop. I grew up enjoying reading. I love reading. That's part of why I don't like reading my
Mm,
TV, because I like reading books, right? So it just kind of like makes it weird, to
mm.
whatever. So I love it when somebody has like a good phrase. I'm like, ooh, that's a bar, right? Um, Talk about the stuff you use when you're deciding which pieces of equipment to include in your home gym. And I'll actually pull up the video we're talking about right now, minus the voiceover, just so people can
Mhm.
see kind of like what you have going on. So go ahead and talk about like how do you decide what you're gonna keep, what you're gonna get, and that kind of stuff.
Mm. I think the first time ever I went on this show, I talked about kind of like the same things as you did. It's like it has to have multiple purpose most of the time. If it's just one thing that you can do, I hope it's not as expensive because it's gonna be first on the list when it's time to get rid of something. But I think my perspective changed a little bit to because now my training also changed to a little bit more minimalist to get more work done outside of the gym. I try to be opposite of maximalism and try to spend maybe 3 or 4 days a week in the gym, but still like hitting those really hard to the 3 sets, something like that. And I try to kind of copy that with buying equipment. So now it, it's not super minimalistic, but it has to be something that I will always reach out for. So even though I bought an arm blaster, so spoiler alert, I'm gonna make like content in the next few weeks saying which one I regret buying for myself personally because I've never used it after a while. So one of those is the arm blaster, which No Fate 24/7 always shows in his stories. I'm
Oh,
not
so we're
gonna use
blaming
that.
him. That's what we're
Yeah,
doing. We're
we're
blaming
blaming
him.
him.
Okay.
We're blaming
Okay.
him.
All right. I'm fine
It's
with that.
false advertising. It doesn't get you big biceps. Let's be realistic here.
I don't know. It's all
But
genetics.
yeah, so for example, I'll just reach out for the dumbbells. Easy solution. Bicep curls, incline curls, and I could even do preacher curls with the small Rit Fit pad that looks like the ab mat pad. That's
Right.
way quicker than me setting up what's the right length for my neck. It's a little bit tight, so I have to readjust it. So
Right.
now when I choose equipment, who which one gets to stay is the one I use the most and helps
Mm,
with my life realistically.
okay.
I really stopped looking for the most like fancy or the shiniest object. I'm looking for really like sustainability. Everything that I use in every single day of the every single week. So everything you see here in this video, I really use it weekly. There's no doubt about that. So I like how it is. It's simple. I don't
I
have to
like it.
think
Yeah.
about it. Yeah, but I do plan on adding more. So it's not just minimalism.
No,
I'm
no, I'm
gonna add
saying
more.
like I like that you. I'm sorry, to cut you off. I
Oh,
like that you were talking
good.
about how you went with a half rack instead of a full rack, and you were saying like it doesn't make sense for my small space to have a
Yeah,
full rack when I can get the same thing out of a half rack. That's what I'm saying. Is like I love that.
exactly. Right. So it's like it's not gonna survive real life because what's realistic here? My kids also go to this room. Sometimes they play in there. They bring some toys. I don't know, like a cage is just it felt too much. I want to be able to still keep the
Right.
space because I'm doing running as well, so I need to do like mobility work in there, um, post run, cool down routines and all that. I'd hate to do that inside a 6 post or a very wide four
Right.
post rack.
Um, something I think was cool also is when you were talking about why you don't, you made the decision to go with the anchor instead of the cable setup. How you were talking about wall storage. You said, what'd you say? If it's on the floor, it's interfering with gains.
Yeah. Hey,
Um,
that's true. That's based on my personal everyday life.
yeah, it's just in the way. So yeah, I mean, I completely understand, man. And I will say that this is natural lighting, and I still love the way that it looks. So I've actually seen this video twice,
Mm.
besides right now.
Oh,
And
nice.
so yeah, I loved it. Unfortunately, you don't get extra watch time from me watching it more
Yeah,
than once,
yeah.
but I guess I could always change IP addresses and then get you
Yeah,
some more
and
watch
change
time.
change the channel. Go to
Hey,
your other channels.
oh yeah, hey, we got research, we got methods, but
Yeah,
yeah. So yeah, I do like that. I do have a question though,
yeah.
because you have like, and so there's the bar right there. It's got shorter
Mm.
sleeves. Are you gonna look into thinner weight plates?
Yes, it's basically like it's one of the only solutions that I have actually because it's just a short sleeve that can work in the
Yeah,
gym. Right now, I have one pair of X Master Fitness's weight plate, the grip ones. I
yeah,
actually think they're one of the top, if not the top for urethane weight plates. It just feels really nice. I'm not
yeah,
affiliated at all. I just bought that with my own money, and I've
yeah.
been meaning to add, but it's not as budget friendly as I would want it to be for a plate. But it is nice to keep. I tend to not use the bumper plates at all. As I don't know
Oh
if I should
heck
just
no,
give that
you wouldn't
away.
even fit that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just give that away. I'm using it now for in the balcony because the
Yeah,
leg extension is still there from
yeah,
Ritfit. But yeah, it's just that one. It's not gonna go inside the bedroom home gym.
right,
So I am looking into thin plates, and aside from the Ritfit or a spin plates, it has like
yeah,
the shape that can just lock in place like that.
yeah.
It's a necessity, I think.
So
I saw you have that thin plate from Ritfit though. How's that?
uh, so I, okay. So first of all, brands who are watching, if a brand is watching this,
Okay.
first of all, you heard Kevin say he's in Japan. You heard him say what he needs, right? You're going to get content if you send him some thin plates. You will get content. People will see it, right? So yeah, hit him up. His contact information is in the video description on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and here on and on YouTube as well. So that being said, to answer your question, I like the concept, but I don't like the fact that it's done the lip isn't beveled on both sides.
It's
So
gonna be hard
it's
to.
harder to pick it up. Yeah. So it doesn't have
Mm,
a lip on both sides to pick it up. A thin plate's already harder to pick up. So it's great if I want to train grip, but
mhm.
it's not even safe for like Naomi to pick up.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about it. I said, well, go ahead and try to pick this up. And she's like,
Mm.
she's like, oh, I don't
Oh,
like this,
I
right?
wouldn't do that on a brutal set of squats. After
Yeah.
that,
It's
you're
like,
gonna just take a plate off. Oh, slip it.
yeah, it's like So there's that. Loading it for deadlifts is difficult. The tolerance for the sleeve is really good. I didn't see a lot of slop, like where the plate flops over. I didn't see a ton of
Mm.
that, so that was good. It does get a lot of fingerprints really quickly. So if that's something that
Mm.
bothers you, just know that
Uh,
it's
uh,
it's you're gonna see fingerprints all over your plates
you
because
think
they're
that's gonna be
stainless.
same as the X Master Fitness Chrome grip plates? Because
I don't
that
know.
looks shiny. That looks really nice too.
See, I don't know.
Because
Because
you've
I
been to
did.
Home Gym Con, you
Yeah, but I
probably.
didn't mess with them because we were like
Ah,
trying to get. I was okay, to be honest with you. I got distracted by his platform. The platform was
mm,
so like it was like comfortable. I said, "Ooh," and so
mm,
the floor at Home Gym Con, my knee was actually hurting. So I injured my knee in the military in
mhm,
2000, and so if I'm on concrete floors for too long, my knee starts to hurt, and then I get to the point where I can't bend it. So actually, there's like a thing. We did a thing with a tour with ATX from their booth. This is a little side note, and they showed me I guess it's their pendulum squat, and I got on it and I couldn't do it because I couldn't bend my leg. my knee was swollen up a little bit
Mm.
and it couldn't bend, right? So then we went over to the X Master booth and I'm standing on the deadlift platform and I was like, oh, this is nice. And my leg started to feel better, right? I'm not saying that his platform healed my leg, but I'm just saying like the surface was great. So that's all I was thinking about. I didn't even
No.
think about going to check out the plates.
I see.
But that is on my list to try
Mm.
when we go to Home Gym Con. And actually, he's going to be at HFA, so we'll probably check it out while we're
Okay.
there. His
Okay,
difference
cool.
there.
I'll hold on buying it until I see your video then.
Hey, you know what? I will make sure. That's cool because we always like want to make sure that when we're doing content that if like somebody says, "Hey, I want to see this," we try to make sure that we shoot that specific video or something about that video. So yeah, I'm glad you said that because I'll put it down. We'll make sure that
Cool.
we hit him up. Not like Tupac hit him up, but we'll hit him up.
Mm.
Then let's see here. I think there was a comment from Carp because we're
yeah.
talking about Rit Fit. So Carp said he knows that you got some Rit Fit Japan
Oh,
stuff.
it's right here.
Yeah, he's saying that. So the products apparently I didn't notice, but the products of Rit Fit Japan are different from the products that Rit Fit has here in the States. So he said you might be getting exclusives. Is it completely different?
It's a walking pad. So I Carp.
Oh yeah.
We were messaging each other in Instagram. He said it's not in the US website, so I'm not sure if they're gonna produce that there. But I do get the occasional only here.
No, you got the aura spin before we did.
Right. So
I mean, we saw them at Home Gym Con, but I'm saying like they weren't sending them out until you already had yours for a minute.
Yeah,
so, okay.
likewise with the things that's available there in the US, like I saw the mag grips. They have their own kind of like brand in there. Like that's not gonna exist in here, unfortunately.
Rory said, it's back to subtitles. He said, my wife watches everything with subtitles and I don't get it. She's literally watching a show with no sound on, and I'm like, what are you doing?
She's on the Japanese. She's on the Japanese life.
I guess
that's the way.
I'm like, he said, also congrats on 100K. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. He said, I was here before it was
congrats.
cool. Hey, you guys are the ones I appreciate because, you know, I got to get you a patch. In fact, I told you my son's going to be in Japan sometime this year. So I told him to swing by and visit you. I might give the patch to him and then he swing by and deliver it to you. You just promised to feed him. I told him, and he's got to get a picture with your kids.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
All right. That's it. Yeah. Let's see. Jared says he's got an open invite. If you want to see shoulder pressing videos, hit him up on Instagram. All about it. I'll head that way after the show's over. And let's see. Carp said that it's funny you say that. It says some of my highest viewed videos ever are ones I did a voiceover over training or something, like a talking review while I'm actually using it. So Mark Bell from Super Training and the Slingshot, he's the first one that I ever saw do like, he was like had training footage and then they were talking. And they were talking.
Oh yeah, I do remember those old
and
videos from Super Training. Yeah.
I love that. What?
Right.
I did not. When did I say to be? You just try to trick me. You just try to trick me into saying it again. She said. She said I said it. Okay. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, at 5.
You distracted me, Kevin. Kurt says this show starts so early. Well, it's kind of in the title, you know. I gotta stay on brand. I'm glad you're here though, man. He said I am team subtitles.
Hey, I started a really good trend on
you know
the
what?
chat.
I'll tell you something else. I think another reason why I don't like it is because I read really quickly. So I read it, and so I finish reading it before they're done saying it or whatever. So I'm ahead and I'm waiting. You know, and I don't like reading my TV.
I still recommend you watch it in Japanese normal dub and then read it in English. Yeah, when you watch anime, if you watch anime.
Carlos said, I watch most anime in theaters with subtitles at least once. No, I refuse. Kurt said, here we go. And now it's about to be Air Force versus Army. Said Rory wanting to see images, to just see images, checks with the whole Army thing. Subtitles aren't friendly to sounding it out. Okay. Rory said that checks out, Kurt. You used to doing nothing but staring at a bunch of screens all day. You can't have the sound on all of them. here we go. I am
It's either
just gonna.
this or the aliens coming. I tell you,
Hey,
it's either I start this or let's start the aliens
I
coming.
know,
Which
Kevin.
home gym
This is the
piece
effect you have.
which home gym piece are you keeping, guys? Aliens are
Oh my
coming. Oh my
goodness.
god.
Let me ask you this: because of the situation in Japan with like the tattoos and all the other stuff, and how like they have like a little bit of a bias against non-Japanese
Mm.
people, depending on what the situation is, would you ever consider doing like a faceless channel?
Uh I mean, I'm not really anti-face, to be honest. It's not like now I'm gonna switch to faceless channel because they like that, they prefer that. I do. The next video I'm uploading actually is a mix of both. I'm unboxing the Rep Fitness weight plate 3 with Caden. It'll be fun, and then I have to show,
Nice.
of course, me and Caden, and then
Right,
I
right.
talk over some of the details there, and it's easier again now, like because of the busy schedule.
Sure.
So it really depends on which one is gonna give the value the most. So if my face being there is important for the video, then okay. If I need to show it personally, like I have to use it, like okay, in this exact moment, this is how you use this
Right.
machine, then yeah. But if it's I want you guys to focus on the actual equipment, and then sometimes when I zoom out and I watch myself, I rewatch the B-roll, I rewatch the entire clip, I get to say more things about it when I see myself using it outside the
Gotcha. Okay, that makes
perspective.
sense.
Then I add more things to it naturally, just like how I'm just gonna
Sure.
comment on any other video that I watch. It's like that. So yeah, no, I won't really do faceless for now. Like everything, I can't say yes to that one.
Okay. Um, and I think that what you're doing is great because, like I said, anytime you're trying to grow, you see advice. People give you advice. Oh, this is what I would do. First of all, when I give advice, I try to give you the advice like, okay, what would have helped me back when I was at the same point that you're at right now, right? When you're asking me the question. So if you got 100 subscribers, I'm not going to give you advice about what I would do now, right? I'm going to say, well, you know what? This worked for me to get from 100 to 200 or something like
Mm.
that, right? Or I wish I'd have known this, I would have got from 100 to 500 faster, that kind of thing, right? And I think
Mm.
sometimes people give advice based upon what they're doing at the moment, and then you're like, or you have people even worse, you don't get advice, you just look at what somebody's doing. So here's a good one. Somebody was talking about Gary V and how he stopped reading the comments on his videos on YouTube, right? I'm like, well, yeah, because people are searching for Gary V's name, right? So he doesn't have to do anything to make the algorithm work, to build engagement. He doesn't have to do anything. If you're
Yeah.
not at Gary V, first of all, if you're at Gary V level, you're not following Gary V advice necessarily, right? But
Mm.
I'm saying if you're not at the point where people are searching for the name of your channel, searching for you specifically, you don't need to be doing what somebody who doesn't need to do anything to get noticed. You don't need to be doing what they do, right?
Mm.
Because to be honest with you, if you think about, dang it, I just said it again.
There you go. He counted himself.
Ah,
We're at 6.
ah!
Ding.
I think, because what I was trying to say is like a lot of times somebody who's got a high profile, if they're doing like a vlog style video, sometimes they're doing stuff to minimize because they're going somewhere and they want to like not be seen, right?
Mm.
And they're like, I just want to be left alone. And so they're doing a lot of things that are going to go counterproductive to what you're trying to do and you're trying to grow. So I just say you have to kind of figure out where you are and use what will make you grow where you are, what's going to work for you. But the thing is, that takes filtering. So how do you filter out advice that you're going to take and advice you're going to say, that's not going to work for me?
This is really good because it's very recent that I tried experimenting stuff like I'm glad I'm able to get more like traction because I was honestly I was using a bunch of AI at the moment, like maybe a few weeks ago, because I have no time. So I'll just generate like a bunch of titles for me, like the AB test is now open in the YouTube app, so now you can test
Yeah.
3 titles, 3 thumbnails, whatever.
Right.
I let it direct some of the home gym content that I had, and it didn't work well. And then I think I watched one of your shows. I don't know if it was you or the guest who said, I'm not gonna let the AI do the titles for me, or like
Yeah.
even like the entire direction, the production, or thinking about the thumbnail. And then when I tried to really reflect on that, I I I told it to give me like five best titles for this exact video that blew up. It wasn't the one. The one that you're seeing now is the one from me. And
Nice.
I tried to push back on it too. Like, okay, this is what I want the title to be. And it was like it had corrections. And then like, oh, I think this is more optimal. Like, no, like see, it's
Yeah.
sometimes the humanity, like the personal touch, the flavor, for a lack of better term, is not there when you if I keep on like really just relying on the AI. That's just an example of like following what the big creators are doing. If like you just said, Gary V, if I did what he's doing, like okay, post and then ghost, right? They say post and ghost. Okay, never look back on the comments. I would never get any growing community in my
Yeah.
YouTube. Like I wouldn't get more views. The fact that I reply in every single one of them right now, I don't know if it's gonna be big enough that I'm not able to reply. Hopefully not. But yeah, it helps. So I'm not gonna do that. Luckily I can still, like navigate through which one is really gonna apply to my situation. Not just because the creator is big and I should follow it, but mostly now I just listen to the ones who really kind of live the life that I'm living, like
Hmm.
resonate with my everyday life. I'll give you an example. I don't watch big studio home gym reviews anymore. Like really high production lighting, scripted, like bunch of editing, music, transitions. Immediately that throws me off. It doesn't matter the product. Like I'm not gonna watch that.
Okay.
However, I can watch like your 20-minute unboxing of the freaking was it the bench?
No
It was
edits.
even
No
it was
edits.
20 minutes. It was so raw. Okay, cool. But
Yeah.
I'm watching it anyway because it had that kind of personality in there.
Yeah.
And it's just like it feels like it's yeah, you could relate to it because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do the high production thing.
Yeah.
So most of the creators now that I follow will have the same pattern, and that's how I know I'm kind of like steering in the right direction. If
Yeah.
it's relatable to my own life, then yeah, probably listen to their advice.
It makes sense because you like I think one of the things we do with YouTube is you're trying to build a relationship with the content creator. And whereas if I go to the movies, I'm not trying to build a relationship with the actors, right?
Mm.
And so your expectation of production value is different. And I also think it matters like what kind of content it is. So like we did a documentary of Naomi was talking about it earlier in the show today. We did a mini documentary and a little bit of commentary or whatever is there, but you're just watching the show, watching the story unfold. And in that situation, I want to give production value because I don't want the shortcomings from production to like kind of be distracting
Mm.
so that you can't get into the person's story, because we were following the lives of five different people, right, in five different
Yeah.
episodes. And so it's like I don't want to be distracting, right? So like there's a dog barking in the background while they're trying to talk, that's going to be annoying or
Mm.
something like that, right? But for something like the unboxing video, I'm just showing you, hey, look, it's real life. And I'm also kind of like talking about stuff that occurs to me, which is why I actually thought about this is well, I haven't said it yet before, but I'm seriously thinking about making the unboxing videos. They're already members only, but I'm thinking about making them live. So it'll be
Mm.
members only, but it's live, so people can ask me questions back. Obviously, you have to be a channel member, but you can ask me
Mm.
questions back and forth because the purpose of those really isn't to grow the channel. We do other stuff to grow the channel. What I'm doing that's for is to deepen the relationship I have with the channel members, because they're spending money.
Mm.
You guys are spending money to support the channel. So I want you guys to feel like you've got more access to me, because I can't give all of y'all my phone number. There's too
Mm.
many of you for that. That would be, if I'm always on the phone, now I'm not creating content or whatever, right? And so I actually am thinking about that, like other ways so
That's
I
good.
can
Yeah.
build a relationship with the people, which goes back to you got to do what fits with where you are, not
Mhm.
where you're trying to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Exactly. That sounds like a good idea. Yeah.
yeah. And Carp said, microphones when you're filming that have noise canceling are underrated because it never fails when I'm trying to film something. A neighbor will be trying to cut his grass or do construction. 100%. I remember trying to film a video, and that is exactly when the roofers next door decided
No.
they were going to
Oh.
start fixing the roof. Every time I stop, they'd stop. Then
Mhm.
I start talking, and they start hammering again. I'm like, seriously? And this is when we had a noise canceling mic. Let's I want to make sure we get you out of here because you need to get you some rest because Caden and
I'm good,
Haku
bro.
have
Yeah.
Caden and Haku have no mercy. I know they're gonna wake you up. It don't matter how much sleep you've had. Um, tell me this because I'm just curious. Um, we were talking about finding your tribe, the people who vibe with you. We're talking about it this week.
Mm.
For me, that's YouTube because that's where I like to be. It's where I like to watch content. For other people, that's Instagram. Where does the Japanese home gym community like to hang out?
Um, I mean, they're separated everywhere. Like they just behind the scenes. Like so, YouTube they spend time in there, but they never would comment. And I know
Okay.
this for a fact because my wife's friend, um, my wife's friend's husband likes to work out as well, like at home, just a couple of dumbbells, blah blah blah. The last time I met him, he said he watched my content through my wife. My wife said, like,
Yeah.
okay, you can watch this one. But he never said anything for a longest time. Like, okay, you just
Yeah.
you just watching it behind the scenes. You didn't tell
Oh, yeah.
me. And he was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I watch it. And he was so yeah, he doesn't comment
Yeah.
and he's Japanese. And then mostly some of them are in Twitter. Twitter is like
Okay.
just
Twitter.
thoughts and like a bunch like X. Yeah. Threads is
Yeah.
now getting more popular.
Okay.
But I find that they're always in
What
Twitter.
about
So when
Facebook?
yeah, they're not Facebook. Facebook is for Filipinos, and I'm not there. I'm not gonna be there. It's too much like government politics and like everybody
Yeah.
tearing down each other. I'm out. I'm out of there.
I'm telling you,
So
dude. Yeah, I hate
yeah,
Facebook with a passion.
I don't like Facebook. At least Instagram is a little bit less than
Yeah.
that. But yeah, speaking of Instagram, they also Instagram is okay, but mostly Twitter and
Okay.
YouTube behind the scenes. You can't
Okay.
expect them to be like doing like unboxing videos with their faces showing. I don't know about their culture
No,
like
I
that,
mean
but
like for watching it. I'm saying like where
yeah.
you find people who like your stuff is like
Oh,
because
I see. Okay, okay. So
like
it
that's
is
tough.
both.
It's like how do you
It
find them?
is YouTube and Twitter. So
Okay.
in YouTube, I just know because of the analytics. It is like a large portion of my viewership is still from the US or any other English speaking country,
Right.
and some of the percent is from Japan. Ever since I added more subtitles or I tried to do like captions, closed captions.
Yeah.
And then when I try to retweet things, the links in Twitter, I find that some of the big, even the owners, the company owners, that like they take the time to retweet that post. Like I'm not
Okay.
really a big creator, right? But because uh, it's so few that the content creators in Japan are
You're
so
the
few.
biggest in Japan.
It's like I know that I think I have like the outside perspective because I speak
Yeah.
English, and in a
Right.
way English is still glorified here. If you speak English, then you're immediately higher than the other ones. Like, okay.
Okay.
So that in that sense, they do share the videos, they retweet, even though it's a
Right.
big channel, it's a big profile, and in that way, I get more
Okay.
viewers. Although I don't think they subscribe. They just enjoy it. They will comment like, "Thank you for the video, very nice about it." The most recent one was Anchor. Anchor is now partnering with MBC Power,
Oh, sweet.
so
Okay.
because MBC Power knows that I am an affiliate of Anchor and I do videos for Anchor, he just posted, he or she, whoever is there, posted
Right.
my profile in my YouTube.
Right.
So that also helped a bunch of maybe a couple of subscribers after that post. So yeah,
Do
those
you get
two.
more Twitter followers, X followers? Do you get more
If I
followers if you
I
post
think if
on
I
there?
posted more, like even like photos of me training or like couple of videos, I would get more because the fact that I don't do anything, I get like a couple, 5 or 6, just from retweets from other creators. or like companies, like home gym companies. So maybe I should post there more because that's their
Hey,
main
I'm saying
social
if
media,
that's where they are, you got to go where they are.
right?
I think too. So when I was saying like you have to figure out where the people are who watch your stuff. For us, our audience is different if it's YouTube Shorts versus if
Mm.
it's long form. So, and here's what I mean
Mm.
by that. I don't mind telling this kind of stuff, right? Because I know sometimes
Mm.
people are like, whatever. And to me, this goes back to the advice. Okay. So when I wanted to grow the channel, I said, all right, well, what's a good way to grow the channel? It's YouTube Shorts, right? Because if somebody's up doom scrolling, they'll watch YouTube Shorts. That's what they watch. So if you do YouTube, so I was like, so if I do YouTube Shorts, and it doesn't require a lot of thinking, then people who are just doom scrolling or watch it. So you don't have to
Mm.
understand a lot. You don't have to understand English to know I'm bench pressing whatever, and I'm
Mm.
reasonably strong. So it's like, okay, so I show videos of myself working out, right? I was always working out barefoot anyway, but a lot of people like watch me deadlift in the beginning. They're watching me deadlift barefoot, and they're always because of the angle. So I didn't do this on
Mm.
purpose, but I set it up at an angle so I could make sure that I was standing up all the way and all that. Well, it looks when you do that like the plates are gonna land on your foot. And so
Mm.
they
Yeah,
were
I know.
watching
Okay,
all
I
the
can
time. They were
imagine.
watching like,
Okay.
is this guy gonna drop it on his foot? You know what I mean? So I was getting
Mm.
traction. People were watching the videos, even if they don't lift, because they're like, oh, what bad is about to happen? And then
Mm.
so you got like people from Iraq and Pakistan
Oh,
watching my videos,
oh my god.
and they don't.
Yeah. It's so random.
Yeah, but they're not gonna watch the long form videos because they don't care about this latest.
Mm.
Somebody who's watching a video because they see me bench pressing or deadlifting barefoot doesn't necessarily care about this new. Hey, I just got the such and such from Bells of Steel, so I don't get the
Mm.
same crossover, right? But I was like, this doesn't matter because what does happen is you start growing because people are watching your YouTube shorts. When somebody comes to watch one of your long form videos, they see how big the channel is. They're more likely to want to subscribe because they're like,
Mm.
oh, he must be worth paying attention to because he's got
Mm.
XYZ following, right? And so
So I
that's
have a
how I approach.
question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off there.
Oh, that's fine.
So, are you using it now mainly for kind of like a window, the window to the long form? So you're just posting it for the doom scrollers there. Doesn't matter if they understand English.
So now I'm trying to
Is it
connect
how?
it a little bit,
Mm.
but it's slower because so in the beginning, I was like, it doesn't matter to me if the people watching my shorts are watching my long form content because you don't really have a lot of, let's say, people clicking affiliate links, people even following. Let's say it's not even an affiliate link; it's the link to just go to a website, right? You don't get a lot of that from YouTube Shorts. So the average person would say, "Oh, YouTube Shorts are worthless unless you can link it back to a video." I don't even do that, and I'm just slowly starting to do that because in the past I would link, where it says related video for YouTube Shorts.
Mm.
I'd
Yeah.
link it to another YouTube short.
Ah, okay.
So I say, especially, I find like a popular YouTube short. I'm like, oh, well, you're watching me work out. That means you like watching me work out. Here's another video of me working out. Just stay
Mm.
on here, keep watching,
Yeah, I
increase
think
my
I've
watch
tried
time,
that before too.
right?
But now I do link it to long form videos just
And
because I want more viewers there.
but the thing
Simple
is,
as that.
my long form videos, I wasn't seeing the crossover. And here's what I mean, why I think that
Mm.
is. So, hey, Spence, Home Gym Hub says, good morning. I struggle getting up way too early this time of year. Hey, my man, believe it or not, there are days when I struggle too, but Naomi could tell you the alarm goes off, I get up. I get up, put my feet on the floor because now I'm up as soon as I do that, right? Because I actually look forward to talking to you guys. So there's that. So part of what the way I do the show is I want to help you discover people that you need to follow. So if you think, because you've watched a lot of the show,
Mm.
if you look back at the show, think of how many guests I've had on who you didn't know about before they came on the show.
Mm.
All
A
right.
lot.
Well, if I take clips from those people and use them as YouTube shorts, average person watching YouTube shorts isn't going to click on it because they don't even know who that is. So unless they know who I am, which means they're already subscribed, they're not going to necessarily click on it because they're like, oh, who's that? Like they don't, and so then I'm like, well, maybe I need to find the right SEO title or whatever. That doesn't work for me. And so trying to use shorts to get people to watch the show doesn't really work for me. And so for me, the best value of shorts is just to show street credibility, like so to speak. So if I'm standing here telling you this is what you got to do to bench 315, if I don't have any videos of myself benching 315, why should you listen to me? You know what I'm saying? If I tell you, okay, like this bar didn't, or here's a good one. If I say this power rack isn't sturdy enough, you got to know that I'm lifting enough weight that that's why I don't believe in this power rack, right? Because people used to say when I would talk about like the old Makolo stuff, like the Makolo F4, I was like, I don't think that's a good rack. And then like people used to say to me, well, have you tried it? Have you used it? Then how do you know it's not good? And I'm like, eh. So then I was like, all right, bring the Makolo here. I agreed to review it and get it to the house. And I'm like, ooh, I was right. This is not sturdy enough, right? But you don't know that that's like that I have a legitimate reason for saying the things I say if you don't ever see me work out. Now, that may not work for other creators, but that's what works for me. And it goes back to I can't just follow what people say about, oh, this is your strategy for YouTube Shorts or whatever, because like what they're saying is a problem is not even related to my objective. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Like so now I'm curious, like what do you guys really like lock in if you're scrolling the YouTube shorts? Do you enjoy more training type or like short clips of like solutions for home gym? Because we get that in YouTube long form already, right? Like what's
Yeah.
because it's really tricky. Like YouTube shorts for me now is like untapped. Right now I don't really post much in there because I don't know what to post in there, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
that helps.
So, I mean, that's actually a good question. So Kevin's asking y'all, like, what do you guys, if you're watching YouTube shorts, what is it that you like to see on YouTube shorts? Like, and it doesn't have to be, and don't put it in the lens of just home gym content. Nah, like, what do you
Yeah,
just,
what
if you're just
stops you,
watching
right?
YouTube, if you're just watching YouTube shorts, what do you, what are you most likely to watch? And yeah, and so yeah, you guys make sure whether you're watching, if you even watching replay, put that in the comments. What do you like to, when you watch YouTube shorts, what do you like to watch? Whether it's home gym content or not, what is it that gets your attention? Because that I actually want to know the answer to that too. So you mentioned you got an affiliate deal. Are you doing a
Yeah.
lot of affiliate deals with a lot of people, with a lot of brands?
No, like at the moment,
You
I
got
don't push.
Anchor. And
I
then
got
who else?
Anchor. I got RitFit. I got Mayo Adapt. It's a workout app from like Dr. Milo Wolf and Dr. Pack. Those science-based guys. I'm
Okay.
an affiliate for that one, but I don't really push it. You'd never see it on my channel because it's not gonna
Right.
be related, and I'm gonna feel like this is a commercial, which I don't like seeing anyway when I watch YouTube. So I don't know how to push that affiliate.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm not really pushing too much. The fact that the Twitter, the people at Twitter found Anchor and MBC Power and me, I don't. It's just organic. I just use
Gotcha.
it and then I show people that I use it, and then I'll put just a small code in there in the captions if they want to use
Gotcha.
it. But I don't get any. As far as I know, there's no monetary gain at the moment that's significant enough to remember.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I'm open though. So we'll
He said,
see
I'm
if
taking
it's
money.
yeah. If it stays true, there's a little caveat there. If it stays true to my idea, like this is small home gym, it has to work in a very busy lifestyle. I can't
Yeah,
just put another leg press in there. That I learned my lesson there.
that's
That
hilarious.
one didn't work out well. A freaking leg press machine on the bedroom home gym.
Oh, so last question. HGG after hours. I was really scared to click on. I said, I am not ready to see Kevin in a robe with a cigar. I'm not ready for this, right? But I said, okay, be brave.
All
I
right.
gave myself a pep talk. Be brave. I clicked on it, and okay, it was all right. So tell everybody what what HGG after hours is all about.
I didn't really think about it that much because I was just in a rush. I didn't think there's other hidden meanings behind the word. I just wanted to do like okay, home gym gains, HGG, and then hours mean like I'm working as a home gym creator. So after that's finished, I can then post other stuff, not
Uh-huh.
home gym related. It really, I'm gonna use your term. To be honest, to be
That's not
honest,
me. That's not my fault. That's not me. Hold on. I don't get credit for that one. That's not
counted
me.
still for John's one. To be honest, I watched one of Jonathan No Fate
Yeah.
videos, and he said like, okay, there's another channel because I don't want to bombard you guys with a bunch of other stuff that you don't want to watch in this home gym channel. So he just put it on the other channel. I forgot what the name was, but yeah, the HGG After Hours was just my old channel, Kevin Palomares. It's just turned into a different name, and I'm open to still changing that. I'm not really posting much there anyway. But if I ever have something not related, let's say like this one. Let's say it's a protein brand from Japan. Uh, then I'll post it there. I don't think it's really gonna be important in the home gym channel. You let me know, and the chat can let us know. I actually am curious to that. Would you guys wanna see that in the home gym gains channel and make it grow? Or if it's not related, like let's say it's a supplement video or running content, do I post it there? That's my question.
So my answer personally is if
After hours.
yeah, if you belong to if you were filming all your content at a public gym and you before you went to the gym, you did a vlog, let's say you did a vlog because you're going to the gym, would you feel comfortable having a video showing the supplement that you're using? So I'm just mixing up my supplements before I go to the gym. On
Mm,
and you would do a video like that, right?
mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes it gym content, right?
Mm,
Okay. So your gym is at your house. So
it's still really is
thank
it
you.
still really? Oh, yeah, okay. In
That's
that
how I
way,
look
yeah.
at it, because I think that when people say home gym means it's just equipment, that doesn't make sense to me, because and they say, oh, well, it's home gym content. Well, okay, I guess we can show workouts too. Okay, well, if it's workouts and it's related, then
Mm,
why isn't the stuff that you take before and after the workout related? I may not have,
mm.
I think like where we draw the line is like,
Maybe like tech or something other than
yeah,
really
it's got to be
lifting in
something that's,
general.
if it's tech, it's got to be fitness tech, because it's got to be something related to how I use the gym. Even cooking is going to be a stretch, because it's like, okay,
Yeah,
I
right.
realize that you got to
It's a
eat.
meal prep.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, can I work it into, it's got to be a vlog. I can't say, okay, well, we're going to do a thing about this cookware. I'm going to be like,
Mm,
nah, we're not doing that. And we,
okay.
yeah, that's just where I draw the line.
Okay, so there's a
Like,
line
would I
there.
make this for
Okay.
gym content? If I used a public gym, would I put this on the public gym channel? If I would, then yeah, then I fit it in there. It's just that, like, I'm not going
Yeah,
to have something for Uber or
right.
or
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
like whatever.
See, that's why I just named it After Hours, because this is like I don't want to think
I
about
just
I don't want to think about it. I'm like, okay, if I can't put it in a gym
uh,
perspective, I'll just dump it there and
yeah,
see if
okay.
it works. But yeah, I don't know. With running content, I don't know where to put the running content. It's already in running content anyway.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
previous videos and also like program reviews, like Jeff Nippard
yeah.
reviews. I might just do it there.
See, to me, like the running stuff, because you're not at home, I wouldn't put in. But
Okay.
anything you're doing to, this is just my opinion, anything that you're doing to prepare
Mm,
yourself for running, and then you might have B-roll for yourself running, but anything you're doing
mm.
to like kind of like bulletproof yourself for running, I think that you do at home fits.
Right. Yeah. That I guess that.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that makes
So
sense.
that's
That
how
makes
I
sense.
think.
Mm.
Uh last thing I'm gonna pull up is before I let you go is, you did have an answer for the question of the day, and I know
Mm.
that Kurt asked like what some of the answers were. So this is a good point to close out on. So you said you like frugal home gym, and I'm gonna tell
Mhm.
you the same thing. I met him at Home Gym Con. Trevor actually introduced us, and I invited him on the show, and I haven't heard anything since.
Mm.
And basically, I stopped chasing people after I got married.
Okay.
I'm not saying that like trying to be mean. I'm just saying I can't force you. I don't
Mm.
kidnap people and make them come on the show. You know,
Yeah.
so Blink twice if you think that you're being held against your will, but I don't do that.
Blink
Right?
twice if the Christmas tree is down because.
Oh God.
Oh man, I'm in trouble
Uh,
tomorrow for
Oh
sure.
boy. And then also you said also Uchino Gym, NBC
Mm,
Power owners. I wouldn't mind
yeah,
having them on if they can do the thing with the translator. If we can figure it out, I'm happy to do that, to be honest with
yeah.
you.
I think it's just gonna be really interesting because it's just
I'm
another,
happy to have them
you
on.
know,
Yes.
right.
Tell you what, if you help me hook that up, we'll make it happen. You tell them they are welcome to come on. I need a translator to be on their game, but definitely they're welcome.
Mm.
I'm happy to do
All
that.
right. Yeah, we'll see how. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right. So before I let you go, let everybody know where they can find your work, all the different places you are, and your after hours situation.
Yeah.
I'll just
Yeah. You guys can check that HGG after hours and then let me know. Yeah, basically just YouTube home gym gains. It's now I'm thinking of more things to relate to home gym gains so I can make more content for you all. So far it's gonna be just voiceover and unboxing videos. And there's this one, the Redfit treadmill, no, walking machine. Let me know what you guys want to know about that. But mostly just YouTube. That's my main social media. If Instagram, I just use to communicate. Like, okay, send pictures to John, 10,000 steps or no, 20,000 steps and things like that. And Twitter is just I'm still new. I just created Twitter and just because of the Japanese market. But yeah, appreciate you all guys. If you if you subscribe, like the videos, thank you.
awesome. All right. So you guys make sure you checking my guy out, all those places. And I didn't say that. I didn't say it.
Yeah.
When did I say thank you?
When?
I demand a recount. I don't think I said it. All right.
Replay gang. Replay
Yeah,
gang.
that's
Didn't
it.
count it.
Kevin, man, thank you so much for being here. If anybody is watching this on LinkedIn and you want to connect with Kevin and try to start getting some of your products featured in the Japanese market, you guys can hit him up with the links that are in the video description. He's open, as he said, he's open to it. So, and then if you guys are watching on YouTube, please make sure that you subscribe to him. If you're watching on Facebook, go subscribe to him. Okay, Kevin Home Gym Gains on YouTube. All right. My man,
Thank you.
I'll talk to you next time. Tell your kids Uncle John said, hey.
All right.
Tell your wife, I'm sorry for actually,
Yeah.
no. Make sure your wife thinks it's your fault that you're up too late. Yes. There we
Right.
go. All right, man.
Appreciate
Yeah.
your time, John, as always.
All right, man.
Thanks,
Later.
guys. Later.
All right. All right. So that's it for the show. Appreciate my wife Naomi for being on the show with me. Appreciate Kevin Palomares from Home Gym Gains YouTube channel for joining me, helping making this a success. What I learned this week was actually just the value of preparation, because I told you guys that I had to stay in a hotel, and I used the hotel gym. I actually got some content while I was there, and it's going to be kind of like part of a potential series where we're going to be talking about kind of like giving you guys guidance on hotels that you can choose if you have to travel for work and you have a choice about which hotel to stay in. We have been to a fair amount of hotels, and so we'll do, we're kind of showing like the hotels and their gyms so that you guys can kind of make like your choices. Say, hey, do I want to stay here or do I want to stay this other place? Especially if it's a hotel chain, so you kind of know what you're getting into. And here's a preview of what the hostel, not a hostel. No, this is what the hotel gym looked like this week where I was staying. But while that's playing, I'll just tell you that the food became an issue because I was there. So this is me calibrating. This is a raw video. So we're looking at the ceiling way too long because I was trying to get my DJI to cooperate so I could pan around. But there we go. But yeah, it just kind of reiterated to me the value of prepping my food, because I didn't have time to kind of really get everything together to have food for the week. I ended up putting on 4 pounds, and which ain't cool when you're trying to lose weight. Of course, there's the evidence, missing dumbbells or whatever. But yeah, so I'm going to be editing this video and getting it out soon. Probably give me about a week, and then I'll have it out for you guys to check out. Obviously, members will see it first, and then it'll publish to the general public. We've also got some other videos that we have to work on. I got my monolith attachment video coming out soon, and also got a new massage gun from Bob and Brad. That's you guys are I'm gonna do a review of that one as well. And you guys stay tuned because we are also trying to get our stuff together for the live show, trying to get our ducks in a row for that. So got a lot coming up. Got another great show planned for you guys for next week. So I think you guys, if you have continued to put your suggestions for guests for the show, and I'll start reaching out to those people. If I've already reached out to them, I'll reach out to them again and say, hey, people really want to see you on the show. So we kind of make this happen. But until next week, like I said, best thing you guys can do for us is hit like, hit subscribe, keep on sharing this link to the show so that people can see it, and so that the guests who I invite will know that it is worth their time to come on the show. All right. Most of all, keep stacking days. Peace.